Welcome to the Aaron O Show, Sunday night or Sunday edition. It is not night. That's for Fight Club later. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining the show. It is finally time to start. But as always, I must highlight the sponsors of the show. And last show was none other than the great JJ Carver and my brother Gabe. So shout out to those brothers for holding it down. I thought last show went really, really well. I'm hopeful that this show will be just as fun, interesting, make you think a little bit. That's always my goal. I am the conversationalist. So every single time I just want to poke you just a little bit to make you think. I just want to just a little bit. And we'll see if I'm able to accomplish that. Spence, what up, bro? Hey, TEC. We'll see if we're able to accomplish that. There are a couple things I want to talk about. I kind of spoke to Anton about this particular show is going to really highlight some of the major issues that exist. And so that's what we're going to get into. But I do want to cover briefly about the strike with Kaiser Permanente, which is more important than any of these other strikes because people don't really understand what potentially could occur. I want to talk about some tickets, and I want to get into the new city. Oh, Lord. Yes, I want to get into the new city. Yes. My lovely Just Jay is here. My heart might melt. Thank you for being here, Just Jay. It means a lot. Where to begin? You know, I say be civil, and we're going to start light, okay? I don't want to go too deep on this particular thing, just a light situation. Let me see if I can find it. I got a lot of freaking things to go through, man. And y'all are very, very patiently impatient. I just want to let y'all know that. Y'all are patiently impatient. Let's see if I can find it. Give me a second here. Is this it? Yeah, that's good enough. All right, guys. So this is what we're going to start with. Now, a lot of these people are watching sports, so good luck to them. I can't do it. I just moved past it, right? But I still know a little bit. Now, a lot of you guys always make fun of me. Oh, actually, I apologize. Let me correct that. Let me correct that now. We have a sponsor of the show, okay? And this sponsor of the show sent me a cash app while I wasn't live and said, who says you need to be live to show support? So I appreciate that. So the sponsor of the show is none other, and nobody should be shocked, none other than the GBG gang themselves. My brother, GBG Bear. Gang. So shout out to Bear. I appreciate you, brother. A lot of you guys make fun of me, and I cry at night, lonely, in the corner, in my mom's basement. Okay, I do. And I'm going to stop doing it soon. I'm going to stop crying like a little baby. It's coming up. I'm going to stop crying like a little baby. MS Best, what up? G-Ville, what up? But I still haven't got my scooter. But a lot of y'all, I ain't going to lie, a lot of y'all need to make some changes. A lot of y'all been doing things that y'all know y'all not supposed to do. Am I making this up? I think not. A lot of y'all doing things y'all shouldn't. Like, for instance, y'all like fast cars. Okay, I was talking to Brittany the other day. Shout out to Brittany B. And, you know, she makes vehicles. And she likes fast cars. And she likes all these big, fast, muscle, strong cars. And all that good stuff. Trucks and all that, right? Me, as I actually say, and this is real life things, I have fast feet. So I don't have a vehicle that I can just escapism in. Okay, fast feet. But a lot of you guys don't like to follow the rules. A lot of you guys have those Hellcats, I don't know if y'all got them Porsches. A lot of you guys have some fast vehicles, okay? A lot of some Corvettes, some Mustangs, souped up, uh, Hondas, souped up, Acuras, and things like that. Integra, like y'all got a lot of souped up cars, okay? Ali says, Jay Ali says, I want a Merrill, but I'm gonna hold off on. No, Jay Ali, you only live one time. Go ahead and get you that Camaro. Go ahead and do it. Now, listen, let me tell y'all the difference between me and y'all, right? A lot of y'all are too prideful. Pride will come before the fall, right? Me, myself, I have no problem being on the passenger side and my best friend's ride, trying to holler at some chick. I ain't got no shame in it at all. I will do it. Okay. I will do it. If Jay Ali got the Camaro, I'm going to sit right in their passenger seat, roll the window down, and I'm going to get at somebody. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because I have no shame. See, y'all too prideful. Y'all think y'all best friend ride that y'all feel y'all just tense up because it ain't yours. Nah. Nope. That's what a friend is supposed to do. That is what a friend is supposed to do. That's it. So shout out to any of my friends that let me be on the passenger side. Okay. Miss Jill asking me Miss Jill, does that make me a scrub? Yikes. I don't know why I have to be a scrub because I be just sitting in a night. Listen, ladies, don't call me no scrub if y'all be sitting in the passenger side of people's rides as well. It just so happen you might be sleeping with the driver. Just because I ain't sleeping with the driver don't mean that I don't get to sit in the passenger side. All right. It ain't right. It ain't right. Okay. Don't do that to me. Peter, what up? Don't do that to me. All right. I'm not a scrub. I might actually be a scrub because I'm broke. I might actually be a scrub because I'm broke. But I'm not a scrub because I'm willing to sit in the passenger side. All right. Y'all not going to get me for that. But now here's the downside. Well, there's upside in being on the passenger side. But the downside is for all you people that just got to drive, that just got to be in those fast wheels, or a change going to come. A change going to come. Yes, it is. A change is going to come. All right. And in this particular instance, all right, the change that is coming involves cameras. Take a listen to this.
So how much? Well, the first ticket is a warning. After that, $50 if you are caught driving 11 miles per hour over the speed limit. And the faster you drive, the higher that ticket goes, up to $500. And Governor Newsom is expected to sign this. Check it out. You've seen traffic cameras. Now get ready for speed censoring cameras that will ticket speeding drivers automatically. No officer needed. LA is one of 6 California pilot cities where a trial of the speed cameras has just been approved by California legislators.
Oh, yes.
Know how much? Well, the first thing.
I'm very, very, very excited about that. See, they actually are going to have these cameras and they're going to have these speedometers, right, over you. And they're going to be counting and they're going to be measuring how fast you're actually going. And they're going to take a picture of you and they're going to bill you. They gonna bill you. Oh, Lucky says they charging more for a carpool too. Oh Lord, oh Lord, yes, And I want all you crazy drivers. Yes, y'all are. Y'all should be fined for the nonsense that y'all been doing. Y'all should be fined for the nonsense that y'all been doing. I think it's only right that they do what China be. Did I say China? I apologize. That some countries have implemented a lot of cameras to keep track of their people and find them electronically. So if you guys don't learn how to slow down, there will be trouble for that. Okay. Ricky says they already got that in your city. Yeah. But see, Ricky, see out here in California, we ain't had that just yet because we trying to delay the process because nobody really like to go to speed limit. So there's a bunch of cities, LA in particular, right, that have horrible traffic. And so people be trying to speed and get around some things. It's going to cost you money now. Oh Lord, it's gonna cost you money. And I think y'all should pay. I think y'all should pay. Since y'all laugh at me for being a scrub and not having no car, being in my best friend's ride, passenger side, trying to, since y'all be getting at me like that, I think it's only right. I think it's only right that y'all pay the cost to be the boss. You're gonna call me a scrub, and I'm gonna say how that ticket looking. And here's the thing: it's progressive. Oh, y'all like that word progressive, like the liberals? Oh, yes. Every time you keep going higher and higher over the limit, they raise that price. Oh, yes, they will raise that price every single time. Now, I don't know about y'all. Yes, that's right, Lauren. Passenger Prince. Dun 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 dun. Not to be confused with the King of Fight Club. Soon coming to the people. Oh, I'm so excited about that, by the way. But yeah, I just want you guys to be just know when y'all start coming to Cali and wherever Ricky P is, I forget where he's at. Y'all be careful. Y'all be careful. Okay, y'all don't be messing up. All right. Now, I also want to get into something that I think is very important, right? A lot of stuff is going on in the economy, in particular in the Bay Area, Cali, all the time, right? Now, I covered something recently, right? And it was about a bunch of rich people in Silicon Valley, which shouldn't surprise y'all because there's a bunch of rich people in Silicon Valley, right? That part's not surprising at all. But the surprising part is that there were some people buying up a whole lot of land. Y'all remember? I covered it. There were some people buying up a whole lot of land near Travis Air Force Base, and people thought it was foreigners. I ain't gonna say no name. I ain't gonna say no name, but they thought it was foreigners buying up the land. Lucky says the Bay robbing everybody. Yes, Bipping started in the Bay. If y'all hear about the Bip game, the Bay run that, and the Bay will come down to your city and run that. So, Bip game crazy out here. A-Rod know about it. Everybody know about the Bip game out here. You gonna get bipped. Every foreigner, if you have any friend, if y'all from out of town, listen. Y'all better check in. I ain't talking about no LA game. Y'all better check in because y'all don't know where to park at. Y'all don't know how to move properly. When you come to the Bay, you better check in. I'm just gonna tell y'all that. Or get you a scooter. You ain't got to worry about getting robbed. Get you a scooter. I mean, you ain't got to worry about getting robbed at all. Okay. Now, I was covering the Travis Air Force Base that was buying up all this land, and we thought it was a security risk. I absolutely did, right? Because it was anonymous. And so no one actually could figure out who was buying up all the land because they basically use a lot of shell companies to hide, you know how they do, right? They want to hide behind the veil. And so they have company after company, holding company, etc., putting you through a bunch of loops, right? Lucky said they're gonna rob you on a scooter. You know what, Lucky? I can't argue against that. They might actually do that. I will say that they try not to go to jail, so they might not do that, but I could be wrong because I didn't seen some stuff before. So you right, Lucky. You still better check in, then. You best check in. All right. If I come to y'all city, I'm checking in. I ain't too prideful to know that I don't know how to get around in y'all city. All right. I'm not too prideful. Now, the key here is that I think there was a senator or a congressman that brought it to everybody's attention. It was very alarming, right? And I covered it 2 times because we got more information and more information. And the congressman was not happy with the response that he said that people wanted to create a city, right? Basically, he said there's this land is not fit for that. There's no way. And those rich Silicon Valley people said, where there's money, there is a way. And so we have been doing research. I have been following up like I tell y'all do. When I say I'm going to keep my eye on something, I don't just say it to say it. So I've been keeping my eye on it, and I'm going to keep y'all updated because those rich Silicon Valley, filthy, stinking rich people, right, decided that they have a website and that they want to let you guys know they are serious. Now, this is my humble opinion. I think this is a bad idea for crime, but I think it's a wonderful idea for economics. I want a casino in San Francisco. Yeah, I think they should have a major casino in San Francisco. Yes, it will bring in a whole lot of money out here, but it will bring some crime. So, but I think that revenue would be insane. Now, I am not a gambler, but it's economics. So, I'm going to look into it. But I want you guys to get a first look at the new city that these filthy rich Silicon Valley people are thinking about building. Yes, you guys. Take a listen here.
We're learning more about the plans for a new city in Solano County near Travis Air Force Base. On Thursday, California Forever, the parent company of Flannery Associates, unveiled the renderings on its new website. You can see the city would have thousands of new homes with a Mediterranean or European vibe, scenic hillside neighborhoods blending into the banks of the Sacramento River for bikers, kayakers, and fishing. Several Silicon Valley billionaires are funding this project, and they've already purchased nearly $1 billion worth of property near the Air Force Base. Our Jody Hernandez spoke with one man behind the land grab. Watch her full story on our website, NBCBayArea.com. We're learning more.
Yeah, see, y'all thought the prices was going up. Hey, Blue Dream, y'all thought the prices was going up too high, and y'all thought they was just gonna make another city. They just made another. Listen. When they got that kind of money, it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done. Listen, you can't really tell a billionaire no. You can't really tell a billionaire no. And when you got multiple successful people, they gonna get it done. So listen, we're gonna get some space out there. We're gonna create jobs. So y'all know the best selling point. We're gonna create jobs. How many of y'all want to actually work? How many of y'all want to actually work? Most of us don't. I am trying to be somebody's kept man, right? I'm trying to be kept. I want to be a kept man on the couch, right? Because I want to be a stay-at-home dad. It's my dream. It's my dream. Y'all got y'all dreams. Y'all not gonna shame me for mine. Me and Lee was talking about it the other night, and he said, "Look, men don't want to work." He's right. I can't stand working. They want to be at home, free to create and all that good stuff, and they gonna do some great things. Now, I don't think I'm capable of doing no great things, but I want to be at home with my children. I'm at home with my children, so none of you gonna shame me, all right? Y'all, that's right, AO. You let them know. See, y'all gonna be jealous because when I'm at home with my kid, rocking my baby, y'all gonna be jealous. And see, that's why we're gonna get into what we're gonna get into now. That's key. So make sure you guys are on the lookout if y'all want to come to Cali and move to the new. No, CC. I don't need no ambition. She got all the ambition. Rihanna don't need me to have no ambition. She got all the ambition. She don't need me to have that. She got all the bills. She could buy California if she want. Like, she don't need me to do nothing but stay at home and take care of the kids. What, you don't think I'm capable of making sure that we raise a smart baby? I could do it. I could do it. Women been doing it for long. Let me do it. I could try. Yeah. This ties into our conversation the other night about Tyler Perry and the value of men that don't have money. Y'all gonna learn today. Now, I'm gonna open the panel up. But there will be no yelling, right? Because some ladies, we want to come up and they mainly only want to talk to me. So gentlemen, be nice. But I want to get into briefly about this Kaiser Permanente strike potential, because I think it's more important than the GM strike. I think it's more important than the Hollywood strike and all the things that's going on with the automotive industry. Most people are not talking about it. Most people are not covering it. It is a real big deal. Lucky says Tyler Perry not hired. Tyler Perry didn't put a lot of money in a lot of people's pockets, but it's a big deal, y'all. I think it's bigger than we have decided to give credit for. But to me, from what I've read into it, it's a pretty big deal. Let me see. I could just pull something up quickly. Yes. And we'll briefly look over this together, guys. Briefly, okay? Now, if you guys are not, Kaiser is huge, Gumby. There you go. Huge, right? So Kaiser authorized a strike. Yes, they did. They authorized a strike. And I'm going to briefly cover that, and then we're going to get into the show. We're going to get into the show. I'm going to find this random article that we can read over together. Perfect. Yeah, we'll use this random article right here, right? Now, Kaiser Permanente has voted to authorize a strike, okay? Now, here's the key thing, right? It's setting the stage on what could be the largest healthcare strike in U.S. history. Hey, Ms. Bliss. Everyone is striking at the same time, AL. Yes, but this is a more important one. This one is a more important one, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, I am a client of Kaiser Permanente. I don't know if I still am right now, but I might be. I don't know. I probably got a bunch of different options, but that's not the point. I definitely been there before a couple times. All right, I'm dreaming big. I'm dreaming big, right? But it's a huge, huge, huge nonprofit, right? Now, last month, 85,000 employees launched a strike authorization. We're talking 85,000 people that are in the health profession. Like, we're talking healthcare. And we already have a small number of people. Well, actually, we're understaffed when it comes to healthcare. Let's just be clear, y'all. We are understaffed when it actually comes to healthcare. Okay, 60,000 of them, mostly in California. Yes, that's where I'm at until I move to one of y'all nice cities. Have authorized. Okay, those employees will strike if an agreement is not reached by September 30th. Now, this is vastly important. Hey, Venus, this is vastly important because there is a lot of members that are at risk, a lot of people that lives will be impacted immensely when you talk about not being able to get the care that they need, not having the representation, not having the access. This is a very, very, very big deal. And I don't care if you got a new car. I don't care if you got an old car, but I do care if you have access to blood. I do care if you have access to support if you're in a bad situation or even just a regular checkup. I know a lot of y'all, hold on, put me on the big screen. I know a lot of y'all don't even get no checkups. I know a lot of y'all don't get y'all annual checkup, go there a couple times a year to make sure y'all doing right. Y'all paying the money, please get your blood work done, okay? Listen to your heart. Get looked at, okay? I know some of y'all need to get looked at for other reasons, but people like myself, I just go there to make sure my health is good, right? Because I pay them anyway, right? So please take advantage of this. Lucky says it's more than 60. It is more than 60,000, but they're talking about 60,000 in California that authorize a strike. So you have to understand that your health is very much important. Listen, Lucky's in the chat. Venus is in the chat. It's a bunch of people that stream, that do content online. Their health is very important for them to be able to do the things that they do. So we need them to take care of themselves. We need y'all to make sure to remind them, hey, did you go to the doctor? Have you got your checkup? Things like that. Because a lot of times y'all forget about your favorite content creators. Y'all do, okay? Y'all do forget about them. And y'all, but I will say this about my people. They don't forget about me. They tell me all the time, stop working, leave, go on vacation. But I keep telling y'all, if I don't do this work, nobody gonna do it. I'm just telling y'all, they don't want to do it. I'm telling y'all now, they don't want to do it. So I can't leave until I have somebody in place to do it, because I don't want y'all to miss. I don't want y'all to lose the access to the conversations, to the spaces and things like that. So, I mean, yes, we must sacrifice a little health in order to progress. And that sounds insane, right? But look, that's a sacrifice that we make, right? Now, let's get back to the breakdown, because I think this is vastly important, okay? Now, I myself am a major supporter of healthcare workers, and I mean major supporter, meaning I don't care what y'all say. Oh, it costs too much money, healthcare. I don't care. Pay them. I don't care what y'all say. Pay them. If the surgeon wants $500 million, pay him. I do not care. Pay these healthcare workers. We need them more than you guys will ever know. And because we are spoiled Americans, sometimes you guys don't understand just how important that these people are. We need them. So I will never object to a pay raise for anybody in the healthcare industry ever, because I know without them, we don't live. We don't have these conversations about being 90 years old. We don't. So I might make fun of the Hollywood striking my girl Keisha, because that's my girl, and she ain't got no work. And I might make fun of her. I might laugh at what's going on in the auto industry. But when it comes to the healthcare profession, I don't play about that. I don't play about those doctors. Not at all. I don't care. If you're in that field, you are, to me, probably top 3, and I'm not going to rank them, of the most important people on this planet. Most important people on this planet, because I truly understand the gravity of knowing that we might only have 6 neurosurgeons and y'all thinking that they should just take care of you because it's a right. Think about what y'all say sometimes. It's a right for healthcare. I disagree. Y'all don't have no rights for anybody to fix you and take care of you. You don't get no right to that. Now, I know that's a tough and difficult conversation, but you don't have no rights to somebody providing you with care that you can't provide yourself to. You don't get no right for that. We need to be grateful for that. I'm very big on gratitude. I'm very big on being grateful, especially for the things that you cannot do yourself. This is why I go so hard on employees not respecting the business owners. Y'all struggling to feed yourself. So don't y'all dare take a stab at somebody that's putting food in your mouth, putting food in your family's mouth. Whether you agree with how much they pay you or not, or you like the job, they're doing something for you that you are most likely incapable of doing for yourself. And I know it's not nice, and I know it hurts your heart, but it's the truth. And when it comes to the healthcare industry, listen, pay them whatever it is. I know it hurts, but listen, that money is nowhere near as important as your health. I'll simplify it, right? Charlie Munger is like 99 years old. He's worth a couple $2 billion. The question is, would you right now switch places with him? I'm broke. I'm in debt. I ain't got no money. There's somebody with like $3 or $5 billion that I could switch places in life with, and I wouldn't even think a second to do it right now because my health is better than his. My time spent is better than his. I'm cool. I'd just be broke with health because health is more important than money. So no matter how much money it is, get that money to them for your health. I know it hurts, but don't play about these healthcare workers. We need them. All right. So we're going to bring the awareness to what's necessary for them. Now, remember, they have 39 hospitals. 39 hospitals. And we sitting over here talking about how the Black community don't have no hospitals, don't have no grocery stores. These people run 39 hospitals, over 700 medical offices, and they serve more than 12 million people. Now, I know you guys can't really grasp 12 million people, but just think about the Million Man March, all right? In 12 times. Like just run it up. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. So I'm hopeful that there's a resolution to this. This is a very complicated thing because business still need to be ran. There's still a business component to this process, but we need to get this solved. We need to get this solved because, listen, only the people going to suffer. I'm going to tell y'all this now. Only the people going to suffer, and I'm not for it. So I just want to be very, very clear that I am an avid supporter of the healthcare industry. Oh, wow. Okay. Not 95% of them could be affected. That's not good. Now, remember, the strike is contingent upon that September 30 range or whether or not they go on strike. But remember, they have employees in Washington, Oregon, Colorado as well. So there are a lot of places that are impacted. Okay. Washington, D.C. There's a lot of places impacted for this. All right. And man, listen, man, I just want to make sure you guys are aware. I just want to make sure you guys are aware of what's really going on out here. Make sure that you take care of your doctors. I don't care. It's necessary. Now that I've got that out of the way, there's another conversation that I want to have. There's another conversation that I want to have. This, to me, and I might have to hear from the women with this because I think, to me, I've been listening. That's what I do. I listen, right? I think this is an issue that women have been speaking about the most. But the way that this person kind of articulates it is probably more resounding with the women, right? So, yes, see through you, the contract fights be major real. Yeah, it really is. But I really want to get into this. Oh, Lord. But first of all, did anybody hit the like button? No, they probably didn't do it. That's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to even look at the likes. I'm not going to even look at the lights. I'm going to ignore it because I really want to get people's thoughts and insight on this conversation that I'm about to have. And this is why, if you guys see me on, we were having a conversation about what Tyler Perry said, and I was taking it very serious because I actually truly know what the ramifications of us not evolving past this money issue, right? I do, but most people will not understand. But all I can do is try to raise the awareness. All I can try to do is bring the understanding there. But outside of that, it ain't on me. It ain't on me. There's only so much I can do. And having these conversations about, what we've been saying, are men capable of love? Fathers need to be there. Parents, hey, I'm tired of being a mother. This costs this. All these conversations ultimately lead up to a lot of different outcomes. But I think this is the real conversation that, to me, what I've been hearing what women say ultimately, and I don't know where to go from this, right? I have no idea how to accept this conversation. Zero at all. But I'm going to present it. I'm going to present the conversation because I want to start the conversation. That's always my goal, right? I'm going to present the conversation because I got to start it. Thanos, what up, brother? It's what must be done.
What's going on, man?
Well, you listen. I'm gonna play this video. Now, I want to get your insight on it because you actually gonna get in trouble. You gonna get in trouble for this video, but I think it's important. Let me see. I think this is the one. Give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. I think this is the one. So I found it. I got the video. So this is the thing, right? I was having a conversation about Tyler Perry, and I was trying to tell people find value in people outside of money. They like, nah, we ain't trying to hear that. I don't want to hear nothing about the light bill. No. But there's a reason why I think it's important. But people have to come to that conclusion on their own. This is where the conversation is headed. And I want your insights on if you believe with me that this is ultimately one of the biggest problems that women have been speaking to. Brace yourselves.
A man said to me today that if my income only covers 30% of the bills in my home, that I should carry 70% of the mental load and domestic labor for my home. That would only be fair if I were to do that because my income doesn't cover enough to excuse me from the work in my home. I need to carry my weight, essentially. And that made me giggle because women carry the load regardless of their income. My husband and I make exactly the same thing. We make the same amount of money. Yet, I do exponentially more in our home, and we are working very hard to course correct here. And I have a very willing and able partner, and we've made great strides. But still, I carry the mental load. I do most of the domestic labor, and I am the primary parent in our home. That is just a fact of the matter right now. But that is true for so many women. And I'm tired of hearing men say that's hyperbole or not true, or it's because they don't earn enough money. And I think this really helps paint the picture of what is going on. The division of labor in marriages, as shared by Professor Emily Oster, no matter what they're earning, whether they're paying 70% of the bills or 100% of the bills, they are still doing more work in the home. A man said,
I think this is one of the biggest problems that women are speaking to. I think it's almost more important than most of the other complaints. The so-called mental load. What do you think about
it? Of course, not for every case, but for the most, that's one of the things I champion, on these panels and in my space is that women are getting after a lot of things that, men have been doing for a while now in the workspace, but still have to do all the things at home. So when we add in, in our culture, the single moms who have to do all that. Some are in school and also have a full-time job. It only boosts what the lady was saying in the video. So without the man giving, trying to create balance in the home by helping out, I can see why they're stressed out. I think that's valid. I think what she said was valid.
Whew. Shout out to my brother Ali. I see you, bro. I'm very, very torn. I'm very, very torn.
Feel free to ask me anything too, so you know how I answer it.
Hey, look, I don't put my people in danger. I don't.
I think I put myself in danger in this space. You already know how it goes.
But you know how to navigate it. Is that Bear out there? What up, Bear? But ultimately, right, I don't want to be hasty in my thought process. This is why I wanted to discuss it, right? Because I'm hyper aware. My awareness level is decent. It's not perfect, but I'm hyper aware of the things that exist in this particular problem, or how it's expressed as a problem, or how women feel about this particular situation. But to me, there's so many other aspects that go into it. And I'm going to slowly guide us there. Like, so for example, let me give you this video here, because I find it interesting and fun. Fun and interesting videos is what I do, right? Listen to this video right here, okay?
Who do you love more, your mom or your dad?
Both.
Yeah, but you only have one life preserver to throw them.
Okay.
Who's going to get it?
Mom.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Who do you love more, your mommy or your daddy?
Mommy.
Why?
Daddy.
Who do you love more, your mommy or your daddy?
Mommy.
Why does he hate you?
He doesn't. He just loves you more. Loves her more.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Would you trade your dad for Spider-Man?
Okay.
Who do you love more, your dad or your mom?
Both.
Okay, a zombie is going to come and eat one of your parents. Which parent do you want the zombie to eat? Dad or mom? Let me ask you, who?
Now, I play that to highlight something interesting. And mind you, we building together because it's not the most thought out process, right? Mm-hmm. To me, ultimately, when you talk about highlighting the mental capacity and the mental load, what ultimately happens is it becomes a competitive thing. Because by default, right, most children, and you know this, are going to pick their mom, especially young and growing up. Mom is the pick, right? And the sacrifices that dad may happen to make, may happen to do, he just got to deal with that. He's second place to the love. Second place to the love. And it shouldn't be like a competitive view, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it should be, but I'm saying ultimately he knows no matter what he's going to do, she's going to by default have that mom. Like you can just see it, right? And clearly the mom is with the man. So she wants to be with him. Like, you see what I mean? Like, these are present families. These are not broken up families. These are not co-parenting. These are, and the moms are laughing because they know what the answer is going to be. They know what they expect, and they're shocked if it's ever different. And it's rarely different, right? But this conversation leads me to this type of space in thinking, right? And so it gets complicated now because when you start to sway those things, right? What then happens to the balance? Because I'm going to say something that's maybe true, but it's not spoken a lot. When a child says they love their dad more, it guts a mother. It guts them. It hurts them internally more than we ever could imagine. That don't sit well with women. And I'm not saying that is right or wrong. I'm not saying it's egotistical. I'm just saying if you talk about a mother and her parenting, it affects her on the next level. It gut wrench hurt women. You a bad mom, it hurt them. Oh, I don't know how to quantify, but it's just different. So if they were to pick the dads, I think this would cause some insane type of unbalance. Like the man got to just deal with they love their mom more and suffer if there is a suffering and just deal with the fact that as evil as it sounds, they know that shouldn't be the case. They know what they doing is, it could be more, whatever the case is. They know they should be the most loved parent, but they got to just eat that. And this is a very dangerous conversation. I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble. I'm just trying to genuinely have a conversation based upon what that woman said, because I think what she said is pertinent because it's a lot of the things that I hear women express. Part of the reason they don't want children. But I think also if the men start being the favorite, it's going to gut them. Because I've never really seen mothers handle the dad being the most loved parent more than them well.
Okay. Well, I in my situation, I got 2 boys. My youngest, so in that, he would definitely say me. My oldest would say his mother. It's just what it is. It's the same way I grew up. Like, even though I was with my mom most of the time, I always wanted to go live with my dad. But that didn't happen, of course. So another thing, and it actually just goes with the first point. You can offer that help too as a man, because I'm not saying no men are trying to help in the situation I said before. That ego that you just stated plays a part in that, to where even though they're going to complain about it, they're necessarily not going to let you help because they get to keep. Some of them want that mental strain. Some of them want that work because that's what their value is coming from, as far as dealing with those kids. So you could be there and say, oh, well, I got dinner, I got the dishes, this, and that. No, just move out the way, I got it. So that's the part of the ego I see in some marriages. And then 2, the jealousy between certain parents when kids come around. Like, you'll see dads get jealous because time getting spent are with daughters and they're real closer to their dad. You'll see mothers they necessarily won't say it, hopefully, but you'll see that they kind of like it. If women be real with you, they'll tell you, like, I'm jealous of their relationship because the daughter just wants to be around the dad. So it's some truth and different nuances and different perceptions and situations.
Terrell?
I like my daddy. Hey, y'all.
What up?
I like my daddy more. I think kids like the fun parent, or the parent that lets them have their way the most, or the parent that's more easygoing. And I think that's why they always would say their mother, right? Because mom is always like talking in a softer tone, and not dads are stern. Dads are like come around when it's like time to get things done or whatever. Like, especially dads of other cultures, like, the other races of dads. I think black dads are like more fun. So I would see like little black kids saying their dad more, because their dads be playing wrestling with them and flipping them upside down, throwing them against the wall and stuff like that. So I see a lot of young black kids be more actually attached to the dad. And yeah, the moms do get jealous. Like my my brother's wife, like she for months she was trying to get my nephew to say mama, and he just looks at her and says dada, and just starts laughing. And it does, I think, bruise her ego a little bit. But the kids' first word's always daddy. But it's hard to say pick your dad when your dad is not the one who is more influential in your life. So if dad's not around, if dad's always at work and dad's not, really actively dealing with you all the time, I can see why they would pick the mom, you know. But it would hurt a mom's ego if the kid picked the dad, though. I believe that's true.
Now, and this
Why
is
y'all
part
got
of the,
quiet? Cause that was real weird just now.
no,
No,
because
Aaron likes to think before he speaks.
well, I'm on mute most of the time because I have panel etiquette. I discuss this with a lot of people all the time. When I'm on Venus panel, people don't have panel etiquette and it drives her crazy. I have panel etiquette. I've been doing this for a good amount of time. So I'm on mute when people are talking 95% of the time. So that's where that delay exists. And also, I'm thinking, well, hold on, Arnold's here. He says, Sherelle be on a mic from the Smithsonian.
Yeah, that's
Jesus.
the museum.
Oh, got you. Yeah. You know, Sherelle. But this is the thing why the whole money thing to me has to be resolved at some point. This is going to be the biggest issue ultimately, because what that woman said in the video is, I make the same amount of money as my man, but the mental load is not even comparable. It's not even comparable. That's her statement, right? So I am on a quest to be a stay-at-home dad because I want to fight for all the stay-at-home dads. Because in order for us to shift this mental load, a lot of the times we need to overcompensate, right? Let me give you the breakdown. We've compensated for women being in the workforce. We've actually overcompensated to speed up the process, to bring them further along, because it would have taken a lot longer without laws and without an overcompensation to speed the process up, right? On the inverse, when it comes to being parents, right? This new, like every single year, parents get more involved, right? When we look at generation to generation, there's so much detachment. Fathers not in the home working 16 hours, and then they get down to 10 hours, they get down to 8 hours, and it slowly starts to adjust the attachment. You're seeing men, they be like, I don't want to go to work, I want to be at home with my kid, and they kind of like mad at him. You a man, get out and work. I don't want to work 2 jobs. I want to be able to spend time with my kid if I work 2 jobs. I don't want to hear it. You got to provide for your family. And it's like, where is that sweet spot? Where is that like that understanding that in order to get a different type of understanding, this has to be overcompensated. So this is why I push for stay-at-home dads, because I understand men can work and try to come home and do it, but they already behind the 8 ball just historically. So we have to overcompensate for them the way that we overcompensated for women in the workforce. And people want to argue, y'all can argue, but I'm having a conversation, and I think that's real. Because when we start to do that, right, when we start to overcompensate, we see different experiences. So, like for example, we'll give you this experience, right? We'll give you an experience like this.
Best way to quiet the baby when it's in distress, yeah, is annoyed with us. He doesn't want to see us. I want to do something. Yeah? So you pull your hand there, you pull this hand there, nicely, don't break the back. Get your hand extra listen. Then you put this, you pull this like that. And there's this, okay? Then you pull like this. You pull nice and soft. Nice and soft. Nice and soft. This is the best way to calm the baby, actually. Why is it so nice and soft? Nice and soft. You just nice and soft. He's on the moon. Things are shifting. You see? Like so what you're doing is now you're giving him what we call therapeutic. So what you need to do, you need to continue putting your hands at the back so that you protect the spine. But you're holding like this. So slowly, they're fragile. They're very soft and fragile. Yes. All right? Yes. I'm gonna leave him. He's not gonna cry. Watch this.
Daddy loves you. Mommy loves you. Hi,
No
Daddy.
cry. Feeling calm? Feeling calm?
Yes.
Is it okay now? High five me. Go on, lift it up, lift it up. Yeah!
Good job.
Simple, easy, lemon squeezy.
That baby just gave me so much birth control with all that screaming. Oh my God.
That screaming didn't bother me at all. I watch it.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you're going to have some kids soon.
I got him. It was beautiful. That was
Kids
most
are
beautiful thing.
Congratulations.
Do that.
Congratulations, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron, but I got So
Aaron,
one thing to
Aaron
say,
made a face like shit.
one thing to add all 3 things together. So I did have to work, of course, full time when my first son was born.
Mm-hmm.
And I took him. I would drop him off at daycare before I went to work, and then pick him up after work. Put him in the bathtub, as soon as I get in the door, get his food ready, whatever like that, and then let him chill in the living room with me or whatever. It wasn't as hard, and sometimes I thought, and this is just my opinion, because she would never admit it, because I made it look easy, I think that caused some problems because sometimes what they think is so hard, I think is maybe organization, because I stuck to an actual schedule that it just became second nature. I was just used to doing it every day, so I didn't mind. So I would say, hey, go, go to school, or go out with your girls, go do something, whatever like that. And it's like she just wanted to hover around because I will always say, oh yeah, I stay with, what I'm saying, my son, whatever like that. You go ahead and do what you got to do. But she would just always be around, and it was just crazy. But that could be a one-off. But that was my experience. Like when I had to work and do it, not saying it's not extra work, but it's like when you do have a plan and actually stick to it, that stuff will come second nature. So it's not as overwhelming than if the situation was changing daily. Of course, if he got sick or something like that, that would be a difference. But for the most part, I could do both. So that's why I didn't give it to all women when it came to that is mental stress, like 70-80% across the board.
I don't deal with alls. It's like, we can find a lot of different ways and a lot of things. And obviously I speak to the competent, exceptional people. Like there are just some people that, okay, we know like they can do this. But when we speak to the majority in general of the process, we know that's not common. We know that's not something that's second nature for a lot of people. But also, we don't speak about how much more present this generation is than previous generation, than previous generation, than previous, right? Because people experience what they experience as that's how the world is. That's just normal people to say, hey, my experience is this. So isn't this normal? This is what I saw growing up. They don't realize the world is bigger than them. And the one thing that always keeps me grounded is I'm so aware of how much bigger this world is than me and how much I don't matter. And I never lose sight of that. And a lot of times people think because they have a birthday, that they're the most important people on this planet. And that's why I don't even celebrate birthdays. Don't mean nothing to me, right? Because I know just that fast. No, I know it sounds crazy, but just that fast when I'm gone, I'm gone. I don't mean nothing.
That's fact, man. Sure.
You know what I mean? And that's just the truth, right? But so I'm going to build up into the process, right? Because I'm trying to lay the foundation for the conversation. So I want to play this video, and it's not a direct correlation, but part of the statement is important to what we're going to speak about in just a moment.
Wait, before you play the video.
Oh, go ahead.
When you eat your food, do you enjoy it? If you eat your meal, do you
I'm not a foodie, right? So I don't want to sit here and act like I don't enjoy food, but it doesn't change my mood. It don't make me go, oh man, like let me tell you, when I think life is good is when I got everybody at the table, we out at a restaurant, whatever the case is, and I think about where we came from, and I think we ain't worried about this bill. That's what make me feel good. I'm like we ain't nobody thinking about running out. Everybody got a job. Everybody doing well. Ain't nobody trying to be chimmy, this, that. And I'm like, yo, we come a long way. Ain't no undercutting here. Ain't no sneaky things. And I just smile. That makes me smile. And other little things like that. But the food itself is meaningless to me. It's meaningless. So, but I'm not going to say yeah, but food tastes good. I have taste buds. I'm not going to sit there and act like I don't taste food. It's an ignorant thing to say, but it don't move me the way
I know what you mean. You don't get no endorphin
like
overload.
You said that you don't do your birthday because life will be over, so why celebrate it? But that's that logic is not to enjoy something because it's going to end. Everything ends. We enjoy meals, we enjoy the streams, we enjoy those moments, even though all of it's going to end. So
no. Let me.
I mean, that should be a good reason to celebrate your life because you know that your life is not everlasting.
So let me clarify. I am nobody. I don't think I'm anybody. So I don't see a reason why I need to celebrate something when I know I'm not important to this world. I mean nothing. So I think sometimes people think they're more valuable than they truly are. And what this world has shown me is I'm just lucky to be here. I better enjoy it, but I ain't nothing because Everybody has perished. At some point that you've been on this earth, you have perished. You can have a statue. You can be the Egyptians, whatever you want. You're done. And we're going to forget about you at some point. That's just life. So unless you do something groundbreaking, life-changing, alter historic, your life is just, you're going to impact your parents, your siblings. But outside of them, that like, okay. So I don't think I'm going to take a day to be like, I was born on this day, I'm special. I don't think I would do that. However, I would never deny nobody else the right to feel that way. Because the way I think about the world is what's needed for me to operate in this world. The mindset I need to operate, because other people can't do it that way. They need to celebrate. Nah, I don't even want to be here if I can't celebrate the good times and that. I don't operate that way, but I don't knock anybody else that does. I go to people's birthday parties. I celebrate with them. It's not for me, but I don't knock nobody because of it.
Facts.
Let me get to the next video because and AL's, he's a proud dad, so I think this probably gonna link with him a little bit. And my brother Omni is here, but I just want to build the conversation the only way that I know how, right? So you guys have to bear with me, just a little bit, right? But listen to this lovely lady, and I like it. I like she got the little open shoulders. Shout out to her, right? Let her speak now.
It's okay for a girl to ask a guy for money, but if a man asks a female, it's crazy to me. Like, why are you asking me for money?
Because you're making all of it.
I'm okay with a guy, like, making his own money, but I'm not finna be the breadwinner in the relationship. Like, if I'm making more than you, okay, that's cool, but please just don't let me, like, don't remind me that I'm making more than you, because then I'm gonna just think that you're just broke. I feel like it's okay for a girl to ask a guy for money, but if a man asks a female, that's crazy to me. Like, why are you asking me for money?
Because you're making all of it.
I'm okay with a guy, like, making his own money, but I'm not finna be the breadwinner in the relationship. Like, if I'm making more than you, okay, that's cool, but please just don't let me, like, don't remind me that I'm making more than you, because then I'm gonna just think that you're just broke. I feel like
now, a lot of you guys don't understand how profound what she just said and what it actually really means. It means so, like, I took so much from that little moment right there. Don't let me see, don't let me think, because it will alter. Interesting, right? Now, I'm not going to correlate that just yet. Not just yet. I'm gonna play the to me, this is like the final video of what I want to break down, because I think this is the missing component and piece to this conversation that I really want people to speak about, because this part right here is very important. And I think this is where we make or break these relationships, with a breakdown of what this lovely lady says here. Oh, brace yourselves.
Today, I saw out in the wild a real life example of a person carrying the mental load for their partner. And let me set the stage. We're at the doctor's office. We're in the waiting room. There are parents, a mom and a dad, and their 2 children, probably like 5 and 7. And I know this family in passing in town, but I don't know them personally. So we're sitting there and we have these iPads and we have to fill out, information about our child, milestones, dental information, etc. And each parent respectively has one for one of the kids. And so they're filling them out separately. Yet the entire time, the dad is going, when was his last dentist appointment? And did he get fluoride when he was there? Okay. All right. And when did he last do this? All right, cool. And can he say 25 words, or is it just, and like, that's not exactly what he said because this was a 5-year-old, but you get what I mean. He's asking the mom every single question on this iPad. And this is what we're talking about when we're talking about parents being present, but not carrying their fair share of the mental load. He's physically there. He's at the doctor's appointment. So helpful. 2 kids, 2 parents, makes it a lot easier. Divide and conquer. Fantastic. He's physically showing up to help support his children. Yet mentally, he still expects her to know everything. Today.
Do you need me to play it again, or you guys caught it?
I caught it.
Yeah, well, you're an active listener. I'm not shocked by that at all. I want your thoughts, Sherelle.
Oh, I get to go first. Okay. It seems to me it just seems like women just want more, 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 more. Like I don't feel like that's a big deal. I think everybody have their strong roles that they play, and if like being a mother is the role where you keep up with that type of stuff, I mean, I don't see that as an issue. I think it's an issue when the mom works just as much. So if like we both put in 40 weeks of work, we both paying the bills equally, like, but I'm doing like 100% of everything with the kids, doctor's appointments, picking them up from school, teaching them, helping them study, and I'm doing all the domestic chores of the house. I can see how a woman can get overloaded. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she was just a housewife and she wasn't working at all, and she wasn't contributing to the household bills at all, and she was doing all that other stuff, then that would make more sense. So I feel like, other than that, the complaints should only come from women who are just being overloaded with it or whatever. But like, it just seems like people just want more and more and more. Like, what the hell is emotional and all of that? Like, does it matter? I just feel like it's a more and more and more situation. But yeah, if anybody's doing it alone, if anybody's working and contributing to the household bills the same, then yeah, I think that if your wife is doing that, you should be doing domestic chores and you should be involved more in the development of your child.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know any man who's not involved with their who has kids and
But
not involved
but
with the kids.
but AL, there's
Wait, based off the video?
350 million people in the country. You
Yeah,
don't know
I get.
350 million people.
No, I get it. I don't know 350 million people. I'm not saying I do. I'm not claiming I do. But like, I think the problem is though, like, and I'm trying to balance the conversation because like the problem is we see a lot of like, and personally in my eyes I see a lot of, and I know a lot of people, and everybody I know is at least involved with their kids, right? And then you have this narrative though that fathers who are in the home aren't doing shit, and I don't. No, I just like that's just not the case, and that's a majority narrative. Like fathers don't do shit, and that's just not true.
Then there must be some truth to it.
Can I answer?
Yeah.
So if you just keeping it on the video, the thing she states happens a lot. And that's only because I used to take my sons to the doctor. So you would see that in the waiting room, where if the guy do happen to, another guy in the waiting room do happen to take their child there, he's on the phone calling most likely the wife or the girlfriend, asking her all the information. To me, whether it's no overload or not, it's important things that you should always know about your kids because it could be life or death. They may not could reach her and the school call you or the nursery calls you, and you need to know what allergies they have. You need to know if he's having some type of episode or whatever like that, and those words, if he's not used to speaking, they may do something wrong just because they automatically think that something's wrong with him. So knowing how many words he speaks, you'll know how much is he developing. So you actually get into his education part. So just based off the video, I agree with that. A lot of guys don't know that information because I actually had to go out the way and actually experience taught me those answers. But I know if she was the type that, she was able, because she was still in the military. So if I was the one that didn't take them to daycare and do all those appointments, I would have been doing the same thing. I'm just be honest. Not on purpose, but it would have just happened naturally just because she was doing it majority of the time.
And the thing is, we've all been kids. We've all been to the clinic. The majority of us wasn't with our dads. My dad was the only one in the clinic. My dad was the only one at PTO meetings. There was not a bunch of dads at the teacher meetings and report card conferences showing up. The most time when you see kids, no matter what kids are doing, whether it's the outing, whether they're at the hospital clinic doing checkups, whether it's at school things, they're with their mother the majority of the time. I'm not talking about 50-50. It's over 80%. Every time you see some kids, it's associated with a mom. It's not associated with a dad.
Maybe I'm just different because like I'm always.
You're a single father, right? That's rare.
I'm just saying though, I take care of I take my son to all the appointments. His mom sometimes does too, but like I'm the one who takes him to the appointment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's why I was asking you, was you responding to the video, AL, because
no, but I was responding.
You would know those answers because you actually have to experience it. So you have to know the answers. It's not I got the option to rely on somebody else to have it.
No, but see, yeah, you're right. Wait, hold up. You're right personally, but I was saying that I was trying to take it outside of myself and just the people I know. You know what I'm saying? Who are in like who are in married couples, who are like who and they both together. Their father's still up to date on most of that stuff too.
So
you know
let me start to messy up the waters just a little bit, right? Because Thanos says something, it could be life or death. Now, Thanos might be proficient with a weapon. He might use it to protect his home. He might like a woman who hate weapons. But because Thanos might not be available, there's no excuse for her not to know how to utilize a weapon. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
However, I'm pretty sure you know most women don't like weapons. They don't want to touch them. And I only say that to say that we can pick scenarios where it can be life or death, but we like, no, the man was supposed to do that, and I don't do that, right? And in the same scenario, I look at it like, well, I mean, that's just what women are better at doing. Like, if you just take it in any situation, you know a woman can hear you sneeze across the room before you even sneeze. They design a different, if you know, you know. They design a different way. But I simplified into this, and I'm going to say something, and people can take it how they want to take it, but it's designed that way. In the previous video I played, the woman says, I don't think a man should ask a woman for money. Who agrees or disagrees?
You don't think a man should ask a woman for money?
I agree.
You want me to play the video again? I'll play it again because I don't want no confusion to what the question actually is and what the statement was said, right? So I'll play it.
Oh, that's the one I went off camera. Thank you.
Girl to ask a guy for money, but if a man asks a female, that's crazy to me. Like, why are you asking me for money?
Because you making all of it.
I'm okay with a guy like making his own money, but I'm not finna be the breadwinner in the relationship. Like, if I'm making more than you, okay, that's cool, but please just don't let me, like, don't remind me that I'm making more than you, because
that part is always funny to me.
Whoa.
Oh, don't remind me that I make it. Like, y'all don't know how crazy that part. Yeah, I know. I keep telling you, I hear so many things in a 7-second clip. Like, my mind just ping, pong, ping, ping. But Sherelle says no asking no woman for money.
What? Listen, if I can't ask you for money, why am I with you? Because you don't have no problem asking me for money, so why can't I ask you for money?
It comes off as weak. It's a double standard.
So, well, hey, Raw. I don't know if you caught up in the show.
It's like it's like when you come to a man and you ask for, like, you know, like, can I have some money? Or a kid comes to ask their dad for money. It looks weird because the man is like at the top. Like, why is the top looking for something from the bottom? Like, why are you asking me for money? Like,
well, I'm gonna be honest.
It looks weak.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait, hold up. You're not you have, wait, are you a boss? Do you have any employees?
Yeah, we've been at the last 2 years.
Yeah, you don't ask them for nothing.
We going out the paradigm.
Yeah.
We
I don't,
don't.
what did he say?
I'm just asking.
Wait, I can't hear him. What did he say?
No, I'm just saying leaders ask for things from the people underneath them all the time. That's all I'm saying.
So this is a thing.
Money?
Maybe.
Wow.
I'm about to call all my drivers and be like, can y'all let me hold something? They're gonna be looking at me like, what?
Okay, all right.
Well, hold on. I went for a small business one time, and like they were running out of money, and they asked their employees to put up some money for a piece of the pie. We did it.
Daddy.
So I don't agree. I think that you shouldn't have to ask a man for money in a relationship. And I think if it is a situation where you asking somebody for money, it should be an emergency. But everybody can have an emergency regardless of gender. I think if you call yourself loving somebody and they ask you for something, either you got it or you don't got it. What you mean? Because they a man and they have a penis, they can't ask you for nothing. They might need a foundation money to start a business that's going to expand the future for you, them, and the whole family. If you got it, why wouldn't you? I think a lot of people are real selfish in relationships nowadays.
That's
why
facts.
it's hard for people to have sustainable energy. Like, you doing stuff together, or you just waiting for Prince Charming? You waiting for somebody to come save you? You ain't waiting for somebody to come save you in your day to day. So what's the issue? What's the tea? I don't know. We got a lot of conflicting ideologies and theories in this this whole energy with what relationship should be. People funny to me.
But Robbie, how I'm gonna escape?
What you mean?
I'm gonna have my emergency account so I can escape. He ain't supposed to be asking me for money.
Let's
This is the thing. If you have an emergency account, in no way you only gonna have a couple $100 in your emergency account. You give your dude a couple $100, and you know what I'm saying? You out of luck. If that's the case,
Listen,
that ain't no emergency account.
we're not doing that because I've spoken to this professionally.
Okay.
Overwhelmingly, women have accounts solo compared to joint accounts that the men have, and these men got paper, and they women have access to it, and these women will have crazy money in an account, have a husband and a man, and he has no access to it. And this is an extensive career. I've seen this, and I'm only speaking on a professional level. It is insane. They got that bag.
No, I believe it.
But there are laws around certain things if you understand. But still, I'm telling you that to go bag is a real thing, and women have spoken to what grandma told them and what mama told them and all that good stuff. So I don't want to hash that out just now, right?
No, we're gonna hash it out. Because what your grandmama and your mama told you was wrong. If your grandmama and your mama was single, they wrong. I said it. They wrong. If your grandmama and your mama was single, if your grandmama and your mama died alone, if your grandmama and your mama had to have y'all selling t-shirts and fish dinners in order to be put in the ground appropriately, if your grandmama and your mama didn't leave you no legacy, if your grandmama and your mama didn't leave you none of them coins that they had in that coffee can or the top of the refrigerator, then they done told you that shit wrong. Your grandmama and your mama was out here trying to have extra money to do what it is that they wanted to do for themselves and their selfish needs, as opposed to taking care of the family. Now, if we want to start having the real conversations, and y'all see as we get into Libra season, I mean demon season, I've been on one. Let's talk about some real shit. If you building with a man and y'all are building, there needs to be transparency financially so you can elevate together. It needs to be, I bring this, you bring this. How can we put these two things together, multiply that times 679,822 million and turn it into something? All you people out here in the world trying to hold on to your piece of the pie, that's why the hell y'all don't got no dinner.
And that's another. It's a mindset of 1 foot out. Everybody has this mindset of 1 foot out.
To build no man. They're gonna build a man, and that man is gonna be nicely built for the woman that he chooses to be with. A man that is broke is gonna be with the woman that he needs. That man, if that same man that's gonna be with the woman that he needs when he is broke, if he levels up, will go out, leave the woman that he needed at one point, and go be with the woman that he wants.
Sherelle, that's scarcity mindset. Sherelle, that's women speaking of
a broke man is a broke man is not a confident man at all.
No, that's not the that's not the conversation.
That's not true, Sherelle, because if we really listen to it, right? If we take the spaces at their word, the broke ones is the ones with the confidence. The broke ones is the ones getting some buns. The broke ones is the ones getting their needs met. The broke ones is the ones running around here like they's King Kong Dangling and they got their shit all together. While the ones that got all the money, while the ones that's the high value is out here crying and whining, I need some money to submit. The broke one's not doing that because they're gonna make you submit. You know what I'm saying? To that deed, they're gonna make you submit to their personality. They're gonna make you submit. That requires confidence. So when we having these conversations, I get it.
That
Yeah,
requires manipulation. That requires manipulation because
Hey,
they don't
he's
have
basing
anything
off
else
the
to back
video.
on it. Yeah, a man who has nowhere to stay is going to be the sweetest man to you. He's going to be the most attentive to you because he needs to use your car and sleep on your sofa. If that man hits the lottery, he's not going to be with you. That man is going to be with the type of women that he wants to be with. It happens all the time. There wouldn't be something called a starter wife if it wasn't a real thing. Men will get up and want to choose. The most confident man chooses the woman that he wants, not the woman that he needs. He doesn't want to build. A man builds himself.
The
A
guy.
woman cannot.
Wait, hold on.
A woman cannot. A
Hold
woman cannot
on.
raise nor build a man at
Hold
all.
on, Sherelle. The guy is not broke. Y'all creating a whole separate. It's based off the video. It's based off the. It's based off the video. She just
If you're
makes
not
more
broke, why
than
you
him.
asking somebody for money?
Yo, Sherelle, let me ask
That
you a
don't mean
question.
you're broke.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question about this. Let me ask you about this mindset. Let me ask you a question about this mindset. So, if you could only rely on me, right, and I can't rely on you at all, why would I trust you?
Don't rely on me.
I think what happens to be genuinely and usually is women go into a situation with a man that's not making any money and there's power over that man. And as that man grows and he gets more money and he starts stepping into more power, I think a lot of women don't know how to adjust to that, don't know how to leave room for ego compensation. So there's always going to be another woman that's going to compensate for a man's ego. But if you learn in your man, then you should already be knowing when he's in his egotistical motion and how to just be like, oh,
That ego
okay.
been there. He's a man. He was born a man. That ego has been there. He's always had a bigger ego than you because you're a female. But what he knows is, men are smart. Men will let you talk to them stupid as long as they need you. Like he know, like as soon as I get up, I'm gonna move around. He don't want you to belittle him. He don't want you to dangle over the fact that he's sleeping at your house and he don't pay no bills and he don't got no car. He's dealing with that because he's in a predicament that he can't help himself out. He can't wait to have a moment where he get up so he can show his ass, so he can be himself truly. A man is not truly who he is when he's broken, he's needy. He has to play a position and he has to play a role. You want to see who a man really is? Give him everything he wants. And he's gonna move how he wants. The money ain't gonna make them somebody different. It's gonna make them truly like
this is the thing.
It's gonna make them
Now,
more
hold
who they
on.
are.
Well, you
Because I
can't
got
keep
some
it
questions
going.
now. Hold on, because I got some questions. So you
But that's
mean
a
to tell
separate
me-
conversation from what Aaron is showing from the video. I understand y'all want to talk about it, but he's trying to lead to the bigger point. Not saying that y'all right or wrong, but y'all created a whole separate conversation.
Well, the thing of it is this, right? You shouldn't be talking to a man crazy, even if he's making less money than you. You shouldn't be talking to a man crazy if he needs something from you. Because at the end of the day, you're either going to give it to him or you're not going to give it to him. It doesn't need to be nastiness attached to it. Either I got it, I don't got it. I don't see the point in helping somebody that you're dealing with, but everybody different.
I'm with you. The second part, besides a man should not ask a woman for money, right? Because I actually think a lot of men in these spaces would say that's true. You should never be dependent on no woman for no money. Get your own bag. She need to be her feminine, all that good stuff, right? Whatever. I'm not here to debate that. The second part she said was, just don't make me feel or even remember that I'm the breadwinner. Right. I don't want to be the bread. Don't make me remember. Don't even bring it up. I bet I know it exists that I'm the breadwinner. That's your job. Even if I'm making more money than you, it's your job. To that, you guys think what?
I think that sometimes, like how I said on your show, and then I got pushed back, sometimes you got to help your dude get to the bag. If you're insecure because you're the breadwinner, then don't pick a dude that don't make more money than you. Period. If it's that serious, why are you with that dude anyway? Stop settling.
You just answered your question.
Stop drinking dishwater.
You answered your question in the previous statement because you want a level of power and control over the man.
But this is the thing that I'm talking about. Then that means that what she said is a lie. And a lot of these hoes, these women need to realize that they're lying to themselves and others. You want the dude that is making less money than you. You want to be the breadwinner. Because anybody that doesn't want to deal with someone that's not making more bread than them doesn't deal with someone that's not making more bread than them.
Yeah.
Anybody that chooses to deal with somebody that's making less money than them gotta know at some point they're going to ask you for something because you're making more money than them. And they really shouldn't even have to. Like man, woman, whatever. If you make more money and you see the person that you allegedly love, allegedly care for, busting it wide open for is struggling, shit, help them pay a light bill. Give them a little money for some groceries. You know what I'm saying? Trick. It ain't tricking if you got it. Take care of the people you care for.
Now, let me ask you, are you up to date with the conversation as far as the woman who expressed about mental load? Because I don't want to throw you off.
No, play that video again for me, please.
Okay, good. I don't want to throw you off because I know they're going to be cheating if I do such a thing. So I'll play video 1 and then I'll watch video 2 because this is ultimately what the conversation is centered around. This lovely, gorgeous woman here and her thoughts.
A man said to me today that if my income only covers 30% of the bills in my home, that I should carry 70% of the mental load and domestic labor for my home. That would only be fair if I were to do that because my income doesn't cover enough to excuse me from the work in my home. I need to carry my weight, essentially. And that made me giggle because women carry the load regardless of their income. My husband and I make exactly the same thing. We make the same amount of money. Yet, I do exponentially more in our home, and we are working very hard to course correct here. And I have a very willing and able partner, and we've made great strides. But still, I carry the mental load. I do most of the domestic labor, and I am the primary parent in our home. That is just a fact of the matter right now. But that is true for so many women. And I'm tired of hearing men say that's hyperbole or not true, or it's because they don't earn enough money. And I think this really helps paint the picture of what is going on. The division of labor in marriages, as shared by Professor Emily Oster, no matter what they're earning, whether they are paying 70% of the bills or 100% of the bills, they are still doing more work in the home. A man.
Okay. Nigga. Well,
That's video 1.
That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. Listen here. Ladies, do you want your man to be a man or do you want your man to be a bitch?
If he asks you for money, he's not a bitch. But if he asks him to raise some, I said if he asks you for money, he's not a bitch.
Sherelle, don't
but
cut
if
her
he
off.
asks you to raise the
Sherelle,
kids,
stop. Let her finish her
if
thoughts.
you ask him to raise his kids, he's a bitch.
Sherelle, stop. Let her finish her thoughts, and then you can go in your attack mode. Go ahead, Robbie.
So again, like how I said, and I stand 10 toes down on it. If you want a man that is feminine in quality, you want a man to take on the mental load of the house, you want the man to make less money than you. These are decisions that you make when you're starting to date someone, when you're selecting, when you're vetting. At the point that you already have the kids with someone, you should know who they are. If you didn't know who they was before you decided to have kids with him, that's on you. That's your oops, baby. That's the poison you pour for yourself. This is why I constantly tell women, plan your children. Know who you're getting into it with. Know who you're getting involved with. Ain't nobody pushing no struggle love. Y'all taking on the struggle love on yourselves because your boxes be too high. Because you be all caught up in the looks of a dude. Because you're going for the glitz and the glamour. Meanwhile, dude can't even change a light bulb in your house. But you done busted wide open for a player. Now you stressed out and upset because he asking you for money. Now you stressed out and upset because he don't want to do certain things in the house. You had the option to not deal with him from the dope. Y'all having conversations with these people you dealing with, men and women, or you just like, oh, that looks like a good bop. Let me just hop on top of that. Like, where they do that at? So when we having these type of conversations, and I'm telling y'all some real shit, whether you agree with it or not, that's the fuck on you. The facts remain. You choose your level of involvement. I would never entertain a dude making less money than me. Unless I just was like, you know what? I like this person. I'm going to accept them flaws and all, and we're going to make it work. And if I did that, I would never, as the relationship progressed, complain about the choice that I made because I knew what it was when I got into it. That's the level of commitment that we had. And everybody always has the option to end a situation and move around. All of this consistent complaining and fucking crying and whining is what we do when, you know, it's puppy love. You're in middle school, you're in high school. That's the dumb shit you do then. Everybody grown. Everybody's vaginas and penises not grow up. I'm confused. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know.
If I may.
Proceed.
So her man got to catch hell because she was talking to another man about his situation.
Because the next dude made her feel stupid and shit. Because he probably was the better dude that she should have picked. And he looking at her like, bitch, you corny. Why you picking this lame ass nigga? Let me shut up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
She saw the 70-30. She laughed at it. So she says, and she doing 50-50 with the husband. You don't think she would prefer the 70-30?
That's not what she said.
Yeah,
I know it's not what she said. That's not what she said?
No.
She wasn't talking to another man about 70-30? His situation was 70-30?
Okay,
her situation's 50-50?
Yeah, but she's not referencing their situation. But even if she was, it actually doesn't nullify.
Oh, she's talking about the money girl.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, okay. I was my bad.
I
was like, wait. What?
Yeah, I was trying to be sure what I was going with that. She's entitled to her thoughts, and they're within reason when you talk about the mental load. Okay, let me get to Arn. Arn says, "Nah, G, women say they are equal. What tests are they passing? They don't like being the breadwinner because they not built for the burden." Weesh. Arn says, "Feminism trap them. Well, choices are choices. They going to college and becoming bosses to have the option to work. The I want to work chicks are funny. They want to, but don't want to have to." Yeah.
I disagree with that too. I think everybody in a capitalistic society doesn't have anything to do with feminism. It has everything to do with capitalism. Let's start putting appropriate labels on things. Like feminism is the easy banner. Like that's weak sauce right there. In a capitalistic society, everybody wants to work and everybody wants to make money. We live in a class system, though. You cannot have it two ways. You cannot settle for a hamburger helper and then think that you're going to eat Wagyu beef every day. A lot of people got champagne taste and beer fucking money.
Well, let me play the second video for you, Raw, just to be caught up so you kind of know what we're getting into. I don't want to, blindside you real quick. But
Today, I saw out in the wild a real life example of a person carrying the mental load for their partner. And let me set the stage. We're at the doctor's office. We're in the waiting room. There are parents, a mom and a dad, and their two children, probably like 5 and 7. And I know this family in passing in town, but I don't know them personally. So we're sitting there and we have these iPads and we have to fill out, information about our child, milestones, dental information, etc. And each parent respectively has one for one of the kids. And so they're filling them out separately. Yet the entire time, the dad is going, when was his last dentist appointment? And did he get fluoride when he was there? Okay. All right. And when did he last do this? All right, cool. And can he say 25 words or is it just, and that's not exactly what he said because this is a 5-year-old, but you get what I mean. He's asking the mom every single question on this iPad. And this is what we're talking about when we're talking about parents being present, but not carrying their fair share of the mental load. He's physically there. He's at the doctor's appointment. So helpful. 2 kids, 2 parents, makes it a lot easier. Divide and conquer. Fantastic. He's physically showing up to help support his children. Yet mentally, he still expects her to know everything.
And again, what is this white lady? Oh, ma'am, stop crying. Shut the hell up. We all know men have a very short attention span. Men remember stuff that is important. Like, not saying the kids ain't important, but the little nuanced detail of child rearing, unless the child has to raise that child on his own, is by default going to go to the mama. It is what it is. Who's crying? You're crying about being a mother. You're complaining about being a mother. At least he knew to ask you, to ask the mom. Shit, did the mom have the answers to the questions? Or was the mom like, I don't know? Like, these are just certain things that just happen. They're just part of life, whatever. Like, mothers are always going to baby their kids. Mothers are always going to be more into the kids. Men are always going to be on some other shit. They're going to be into the kids. But the reality is men don't really kind of develop that level of detail until the kid can kind of interact back with them a certain type of way, which is like 7 years old when that starts happening, because now the child has his personality and they're building a personal relationship. Like, I don't what has the world gone mad? Has the world gone mad?
Yes, clearly. Let me ask this. What was very telling in that clip was the things that I didn't hear, honestly, because we talk about the mental load of the mother taking care of the child. But there was no weighing that against the mental load of the man taking care of the entire household on top of all of his responsibilities at work to bring those resources into the home or whatever he did outside the work.
How about this? I don't know about no other women in the whole wide world, so I'm gonna just talk about me. This anecdotal. I don't give a damn if you're a friend, if you're a family member, if you're my child, if you're my lover, if you're my husband. There is 150 million things that I photographically inherently remember. You say something to me as a friend one time at band camp, you know what I'm saying? You stubbed your toe and got a splinter. Somebody asked me about that. Yeah, one time at band camp, stubbed toe, got a splinter. Boop, boop. It could be like 6 months later. It's just recall, automatic recall. The way women's brains are set up with that for the most part, unless you're getting high, you're getting drunk or whatever, and and you done put holes in your brains, now your brain don't function right. But just naturally, as a shark, you should know this shit is just, that's this. You filling out the forms 50 million times a day anyway for your kids. So it's just, listen. Listen, I need people to stay off of social media, ladies and gentlemen. Stop coming to social media and telling people dumbass shit and opening your mouth and removing all doubt that you're a fucking fool. This is a lady. Do y'all see this lady's house? Now, see, while Aaron's talking about her talking points, I'm looking at her fucking background. That lady's staying in a big ass house. That's at least 4,000 square foot to 6,000 square foot. She's got marble counters. That's not an epoxy resin. That's real marble. She's got floor to ceiling glass French doors inside of the house.
It's not enough. It's not enough anymore.
No. Yes, it is. No. Yes, it is. And people need to start looking at that shit. Like, she talked about her and her husband make the same amount of money, but only 30% of her income is going to the house. So where's the rest of her income going to? See, it's shit like that. People get caught up in the salaciousness of it all. They ain't looking at the brass tacks. Because if me and my husband bringing in the same type of money, Aaron will tell you, maids, nigga, that domestic chore is done. We got a maid for that, okay? You should have. Everybody got a smartphone. Nigga, let me text you the file with the note. Don't ask me shit. Here you go. Do. Share this note. Now you got all the information. Now it's in your phone. Open up your phone. Look in the notes. Pull out the pertinent information. Don't ask me nothing. But again, a lot of couples not efficient.
That should be, and yeah, you're not wrong. I just had another take. Like, men, document this stuff and have it, because you don't know what's going to happen. And even if it's a situation where you're not together no more, you'll at least have these documents and information in place just in case whatever happens. Because if you prepare to, most men want their kids in situations that don't work out. If you can't even have information about what's your child's blood type, I can't believe you. Because you may not have a chance to go get that right away and at least show you prepared if you do have to go, in front of a judge or anything to, have that child. But the most important thing is in emergency, you may not be able to reach that mom to get some information you may need right away.
Exactly, which is why everybody should have the Filofax. And to those of y'all, yes, I was in the Plain on Fight Club this morning, but when you take them direct nonstop flights, you know what I'm saying? You can make a shake, you can move around real quick.
Y'all stay out the chat. Jesus freaking Christ.
I'm just saying, people is concerned. No. Y'all seen it. There wasn't make believe. There was a whole crew. Shout out to nonstop.
Can I comment real quick?
Go ahead, Tisa.
So I just want to make this comment real quick, and I ain't gonna be on too long, but I think this conversation right here is a little nuanced, because when it comes down to it, how many women out there don't even know when the vehicle needs to be registered? They don't even know how much it costs for the vehicle to be registered. I have a lot of women that I stop and their vehicles are expired. They're like, "Oh, that was my husband's job." I don't even know when the vehicle's supposed to be. Like, there are so many other things that women don't know in a relationship and a marriage, and that men don't know in a relationship and a marriage. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the kids, when it comes to take care of the house, all those things, right? Those things are divvied up, and the men take care of certain things and the women take care of certain things. I understand what she's saying to a point, but you got women that don't even know how much the bills are when it comes to the house. They don't even know how much the mortgage is, right? They don't know those. They don't know the documentation is for the mortgage. You know what I'm saying?
That's not a scenario though. Like, so you like, we got to keep it in the context of what she's speaking to. Because
I'm talking about.
Go ahead.
I'm talking about like going to the doctor, right? The video you just showed, going to the doctor. I don't care if I don't pay attention if I'm not going to say I don't care. I don't pay attention if my child got fluoride when they went to the dentist. I assume they did because they went to a dentist, right? If there was nothing important with that dentist appointment, I probably don't even know when the last time they went to the dentist.
She's speaking to the mental aspect when it comes to dealing with children in general. When the children go to the hospital, the dads are not filling out the paperwork. They're not answering the questions. They are looking to the mother. That is true.
And in general, when the insurance card comes out, the dad knows the insurance. That he's made sure the insurance is there. He's made sure that they can go to the doctor and those bills are paid for.
But what is your child allergic to?
My child doesn't have any allergies.
No, I'm just saying that's the questions that's on the sheet. Did they ever have a surgery? Did they ever break their arm?
I mean, but these were nuanced questions of if they can speak 25 words, or if they got fluoride the last time they went to the dentist, right? Those are the questions that he was answering.
Oh, I mean, your son or daughter is seasoned up. Where's the EpiPen?
Oh, yeah, you should have those questions. Of course, you should have those answers. Yes, you should have those answers. Of course. But I'm talking about the little nuanced questions that come on that piece of paper that you answer when you're filling out the initial paperwork.
See, but they're only nuance until an emergency arises or until it's under a time crunch.
They rush to the hospital. What's their blood type? They need a blood transfusion.
I get that. But I'm just talking about when it comes down to filling out the paperwork, right? I might ask those questions of when the last time they went to the doctor. There are other questions that I can answer, but I might ask those questions of when the last time they went to the doctor. My daughter goes, I know exactly what doctor's office my daughter goes to, but there's two doctors and there's
the things you stated are not pertinent to the children. Like the things that men will remember that women might not remember has nothing to do with children.
Facts.
Right, and I get that.
If we're taking into but listen, I'm not disagreeing. I create the conversation for a reason. But you have to understand, within reason, the complaints about I don't want to have no children, I don't want to do this alone, I feel like I'm doing this alone, I'm not getting no help, within the context of children, this is what she's speaking to. I understand they don't know how much registration costs. I understand they don't know how to change it. I understand a lot of that. But that's not a shared duty with children, at least how it's prescribed. So I'm just breaking down that aspect. I'm fine with you highlighting the things that they are not proficient or really good at. I have no problem with that part. But
that's not what I was trying to do at all. That's not at all what I was trying to do. What I was trying to say was that the duties are shared. There are certain things that men focus on in a relationship and there are certain things that the women focus on in the relationship when it comes down to it. And yes, women are inherently they do take more care and focus on the children when the men take more care and focus on outside of that. You know what I'm saying? They make sure the children are good.
She's saying if we both work at the same office place,
right,
I'm still doing more. Is her argument. So like I make 70,000, you make 70,000. I come home, I walk, I clean, I do the children, I take them to the but you don't, is what she's proclaiming.
I'm gonna say this, and then I gotta jump. First of all, I need all the mothers in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you really wanted your child's father to know more about your child than you. See, the reality is a lot of women are control freaks when it comes over their kids. We're not gonna lie about the shit. We're gonna have real talk. We're gonna have real talk. You don't want nobody else to know nothing more about your kids than you. You making sure you check they boo-boo, see how they boo-booing. You cleaning their nose. They dad go to give them some medicine or suck the boogers out their nose. Don't do it. You're not doing it right. No, I got it. Get a baby to me. Dad be like, let me take him to the doctor. You don't even know. You don't even know where the doctor is. You don't know the answers to the questions. I'm going to just go ahead and do it because. So you can't sit there and want to be the superhero and the victim. You have to pick a lane. And all you women out here that want to wear the superhero cape, well, damn it. Heavy is the head. Suck that shit up. Them is your babies. If that man died today or tomorrow, you still their mother. So therefore, what is the complaint about? Women that say they don't want to have kids because they don't want to do it by themselves? Newsflash.
So the only
you
reason
still
I
gonna be doing the most shit for your kids. If you're a single mother, if you're a married mother, if you're a widow mother, if you're a good mother,
that's what they're saying though. That's what they're saying. They're saying like that's why women are choosing not like that. You're saying exactly what they're saying. What they're saying is I'm doing more work. And the load is on me. I'm carrying the burden. Like I'm the one. I got to be Superwoman, and he just gets to be a man. He gets to be regular man, and I have to be Superwoman. That's what
But
they're
what about
saying.
this?
Life not fair because
What about this then?
women sit there and say, hold on, Diesel. Women sit there and say that they don't want to do nothing for no man. That the man is on top. That the man should be the breadwinner. You know the golden rule, right? He who has the goal sets the rules. So again, even in that situation, women don't get to be the villain and the victim. Pick a struggle. It's either we want to contribute to men in the same way that they contributing to us so that they contribute in the household the same way we contributed, or we want them to be the breadwinner and be the top. You know, I watched the movie over the weekend, again, a favorite, Curse of the Golden Flower. The emperor had people bathing him, carrying him to his chair, steaming his chair, wrapping him in the towel. He didn't have to do shit. Why? Because he was the king. Now, if you deal with a king, what does the king have to do? Just be a fucking king. But too many girls is out here dealing with the frogs that they chose. Stop choosing frogs, choose you a king. Anyway, I love you all. I love you all. Grind time. I see.
Bye, Raw. Have a great show.
Later, Raw B.
Oh man, it's so interesting.
So if I make 70K, and me and Thanos is married, and Thanos makes 70K, and we both come home from our job, and I have to clean the whole house, and I have to help the kids with their homework, and I have to do everything, and Thanos gets to sit in a chair and be on YouTube or watching NFL, and that's every day for the rest of my life. That's not fair. What I'm gonna do is hold up, Sherelle. And I'm gonna sit at home and do what I want to do.
But Sherelle, hold on, we got it.
I'm gonna quit.
But Sherelle, well, you also said that you ain't gonna give him no money if he needs it. So it's not he's not touching your money anyway, so it don't matter. So why does your 70 count?
If that's the only way. That's the only way. Because if none of my 70K is contributing to the household, I get to keep every piece of my dime of my money. Well, then guess what?
That's what you just said.
Go ahead.
That's what you just said.
That's not the case. That's not the case.
But that's what girl just said.
Y'all always trying to go. No, that's not what she said.
She said, "Do not
That is
ask me
not
for
what she
shit."
said. That's not what she said at all.
Can we play that? Can we play that video right here, please?
No, she's talking. So Sherelle's talking about the white lady,
They want to
Yes.
have the conversation
But
that they want to have.
not the black lady about asking me for money thing.
right. Yes, but Sherelle agreed with both points. So if we're talking about Sherelle's situation, Sherelle's hypothetical situation.
Yeah,
So therefore, if Sherelle, we're using both different points. If she's saying that
You saying
I can't give you no money,
she wouldn't give up her
You keep trying to bring
70,000.
this back to
Yes,
me when
yes.
you keep trying to bring this back to me
No,
while we're having
I'm
a
not.
conversation about something else. Sherelle, no, I'm not having kids for nobody. I'm not
I'm not
having
saying
kids.
that.
So this is
You
not
didn't
the
hear what I
conversation.
said. You
Stop
didn't hear
trying to
what I said,
personalize
Sherelle.
it to me.
I didn't personalize it. I said you said you agree with both points. In your hypothetical situation, you would not be contributing your $70,000 because if you're agreeing with the point that
This
the
is
black lady said,
this is
that
a
means you
whole
don't.
different thing. The black lady is the whole. We're not talking about the black lady anymore.
You can't separate the two.
So this is what I'm
Yes,
saying
you
though.
can.
If you're dealing with a dude, if you're dealing with a man that's taking care of the household, your money doesn't matter. Even if you're making 70K, your money. Hold on. Your money doesn't matter, right? So if I'm taking care of the household and you're choosing to make that $70,000, you could choose not to make that because I am taking care of the household. So your primary duty. That's what I'm saying. So your primary duty is to take care of the kids when it comes to a man and taking care of the household. My primary duties is to take care of the household. So that $70,000 that you're making don't matter to me. You could stop making that and go and do what I see as your primary duty of taking care of the kids. A lot of these females don't want to not make any money. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. You wouldn't be complaining. Like they're only complaining because they're doing everything. If the man is making the money and he's doing that, then it makes sense for you to be at home, more concerned with the kids and everything. That's your primary duty. That's what society says that women are better at it. Women do. That's not an issue. That's not a problem. When you are playing both roles, that's when you start getting overwhelmed.
The issue, Sherelle, is that women don't want to give up that 70,000. That's the issue. They want to be able to make that 70,000 and not do the primary duties of taking care of the kid. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, so now you understand what
right
now you
out of my
understand
mouth,
what that's exactly what I just said.
I'm quitting. If
That's
I gotta
exactly
be
what I
a
just said.
full-time mom and homemaker by myself, like you're not touching dishes, you're not helping with kids, you're not doing none of that, I'm not working. That's it. I'm not Superwoman. I'm not. There's women all over having mental breakdowns, crying, offing themselves, offing their kids because they take it too much of a burden, they take it too much of a load, trying to do every single thing. If that man has money, come on, bro.
Yo, gotta say something real quick. First off, shout out to everybody on the panel:
Yo,
Thanos,
what up, man?
Sherelle, Diesel, Omni, Cooner, Aaron. No, what's good, my boy?
It's good.
I think we be having a conversation about like tradition and modern, or like hybrid men and hybrid women in a way. Now, basically, if you want your woman to be traditional, you are going to have to take on the burden of creating the income. And then she will have to take on that burden of being at home. Now, I think what a lot of women is asking for is, yo, I want you to be able to take on some of my burden. And I think the man should then ask for, yo, I need you to take on a little bit of mine too. And that's when the 70K, both having 70K means that I contribute to the household. I provide, I do some cooking, I do some cleaning. You feel me? I don't, I hold her titties up while she cooking and like, I make sure that she is not always being burdened by that, and she makes sure that I'm not always being burdened by the fact that I got to do all the financial things in the household to keep the household going. So she need to contribute some of that 70K, and I think women that see men that do that and those type of hybrid men that will go out there and be like, yo, I'm gonna go make some bread and then I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna do my daughter hair. I'm gonna learn how to do my daughter hair through YouTube. I'm gonna help you with that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do a little bit of your chores, and you do a little bit of my shit, which is making some money. Then we good. And I think those hybrid relationships are working.
Exactly.
So
my thing is this. if y'all are trying to sit here and be disingenuous and say that women aren't contributing to their household bills, you're crazy. What
Yeah,
she's
they
saying
definitely
is,
are.
even the women who are the women, it don't matter if the woman is paying 30%, 70%, 80%. If she's paying 100%, she's still doing majority of the housework, majority of the parenting, majority of domestic stuff. It's not. She's doing her job while helping you do your job. I'm helping you be a provider by punching the clock at the same amount as you, earning the same income as you. I'm helping you with your burden. I'm helping you pay these bills. We have more
Okay.
stuff because of my income is here, right? So now I'm helping you doing and helping you with your job. Now, if that man told you that you don't have to work, that's on you. You wanted to be superwoman. Now, if
Okay,
you're
that's
in a
what I'm
position to
saying.
be like, well, then go ahead and sit down and do your job. I don't need your, I don't want to help you with your job. That's what men need to tell women. Like, no, you don't got to work because I don't want to do your job.
So
You
so
want to do women want to do the man job. They want to go to work because they want to make more money and they want to have more stuff. That's on you because you want to be superwoman. And if that man wants you to do that, then he should be helping you with the household chores. But if that man looks at you and tell you, I don't need your money. I don't care for your money. You could not work and we could live underneath my means so that you could be a mother because I don't want to be a mother. I want to play the father role. I want to be papa. I don't want to be mama. I don't want to breastfeed kids. I don't want to change diapers. I want to be a man. I want to go to work, get my hands dirty, come home and do what fathers do. I don't want to be a mother with you. Then yeah, then that's on you. But the majority of men, they need their woman to supplement those incomes. So if you need a woman to supplement the income and you need her to go in the workforce and come back and bring that bread with you, then you need to be also being a mother to your kids.
I
Wait,
totally
let me ask you
agree.
a question. Yeah, can the men? Can I just ask a question to the men on the panel? On the panel,
no,
man,
no.
do y'all do any household chores, any work in the house?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cook. I cook all the time. I be doing the laundry. All you
Yep.
gotta do is just throw the shit in the laundry.
Then
All you
throw
gotta
it
do
in
is
the
throw it in
dryer.
the machine. So I be like,
Y'all going
yeah.
outside her point just to make a point that's not necessary.
Gotcha.
Y'all gotta stop.
Well,
Well, he asked the question,
But
I
so
I
wanted to
totally
ask
agree with
Terrell
Sherelle.
I
this.
think it's very necessary.
I wanted
No,
to ask.
don't ask Sherelle anything because Diesel's trying to speak, but we can't hear him
Oh,
because his mic is low and he's probably on duty. So we go ahead, Diesel.
So I totally agree with Sherelle. Like my situation, when I was married, she didn't have to pay any bills, right? The only thing that she needed her money for is the extra stuff that she wanted. And that was the point that I was trying to make. Like when it comes down to it, if you want to work and you're too tired to take care of the house, you need to stop working.
Facts.
Right. And that's the only point I was making. Sherelle made it for me. So that's all I was trying to say.
Well, that's fair to say. However, the question then becomes this, right? Because we all get this, you should have picked this person if you wanted this, right? I'm going to ask you this. Sherelle, do you think women should be with a man that don't protect them?
No.
Do you think men should charge for their protection?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think women want to pay for man's protection?
Yeah. Not pay for it with cash. Pay for it with what they provide. Your protection isn't monetary. Like I don't have to pay you money to be a bodyguard because a woman can just pay for a bodyguard, or you know what I'm saying. You can do that.
Okay. Do you think a woman
So
should
if
pay
you're
for?
a man, it's a give and take. So if whatever I'm doing is supplementing what you're doing. So if you're the protector, you're provider, I'm the nurturer. I take care of the home. I do all of these things. You make my life easier by going out into the world and doing all of this and being a protector and being a provider. I make your world simpler by when you come home, you don't got to worry about cleaning up. You don't got to worry about doing too much, spending too much time with the kids. You don't have to worry about the little things that when you come home, you want to just relax because you've been out fighting the world every day. When you come home, I create an atmosphere of peace for you and simplify your life. That's the give and take right there.
Okay. Should a man be able to adjust his level of provided and protection? Like based upon if you don't do enough things, can he lower the amount of protection that he gives? Like says,
Yeah, I think he could completely leave you. He could
no, no,
completely
no, no,
leave
no,
you,
no, no,
and
no,
he
no, no,
should.
no, 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 no. Listen to what I'm
If you're
saying.
not providing what that man needs, then
No,
and you're not with his program, then he should
that's
take his program off
that's
the table and go bring it
that's
to a
not
woman who's gonna
that's not
abide by the
the
rules.
question. I'll clarify the question. I'm talking about on a scale. So, for instance, since you don't work outside of the house, I'm only going to protect you physically. But if you work outside of the house, I'll give you the mental protection. You see how you can scale the level of protections?
What's mental protection?
Do you really want to do this?
I don't know what mental protection is.
You literally been on the panel and said there's so many different ways that men protect you. It ain't just physically. You've literally done it. Don't do this.
Yeah, but
Don't do
I
this.
never said mental protection though. What is mental protection?
Come on,
Unless they're a
Sherelle.
psychiatrist or something.
Okay. This is hilarious. This is freaking hilarious.
Well, are you mentally protecting her from how you can
don't
respond
have
to
me
things
there.
or something? Like, what is
Wait,
mental
hold on.
protection?
Wait. Stop. Sherelle, since you think you have me, let me ask you this question. Is there such thing as mental abuse? You see how you don't have me?
Yes.
Listen,
So you mean to tell me you mean to tell me if I don't work outside the house, you're gonna mentally abuse me?
Right.
That's not what I just said.
That's what you're telling me?
You're not about to play victim with me. You're not about to play
what
victim.
You just said. You said I'm not gonna mentally protect you. So the opposite of mental protection is mental abuse?
Did I say that? Everybody was listening.
Yeah.
I
heard you say that. That's what I heard.
You know what? My favorite people are here. Either man, security boss is here. I'm just gonna be quiet for a moment because they probably here to teach me something.
SB.
Listen to.
I gotta run, y'all. Y'all be good. I appreciate it.
I
Good,
just want
SB.
to say this before security
All
boss
right, Diesel,
goes.
be safe, bro.
What you got to do is do what's best for the marriage. Sometimes you might got to wash some dishes. Sometimes you might got to fold some clothes. Sometimes you might got to pick up a second job. When we start thinking about how can I serve the other person and how can I make sure that I'm edifying the marriage at all points, that's what make marriages actually flourish. And a lot of people try to do tick for tat, and that's why they end up in divorce court. That's all I came up here to say.
All right,
I
bye.
totally agree.
Ooh,
Thank you, Brother Williams.
man.
We appreciate you, Brother Williams.
Head crack.
I am going to agree totally. I am going to agree. Oh, hello, everybody.
Hey, security boss.
Hey, SB.
Hey.
So listen,
Hey.
I'm agree totally with Man, but just hearing you all, please make sure you all learn how to do relationships and marriage before you actually take it on. And also like the person and love the person that you marry. Because listening to you all, y'all don't like the other half at all. I mean, it's almost like a design that person's going to take from you, hurt you, and just sent from somewhere to destroy you. And marriage is not like that. It's not like that at all. And Sherelle, women expect there is a cost for the protection of man, but that cost is simply just being a respectable woman, a lady, a wife. If you show these men that that's who you are, then it's innately that you're the weaker vessel. They're gonna take care of us. They will. They're not gonna let us get attacked or be beaten or anything like that. Your husband will not allow that to happen to you. Men don't allow that to happen to you, even though, they see so much, they hear so much. I mean, I doubt very seriously any one of these men could sit up here and see a woman being attacked and not say anything. I'm not saying that they're gonna throw themselves in the middle of it, but they're gonna call the police or do something. That's just how they're built. So it's not a monetary thing. It's just the way that we were built, and that's partially why we're together or should be together. So it's just not as difficult as you all are making it when you learn how to do relationships. And right now, it sounds like a lot of us don't know how to do relationships. And as far as the money goes, if you're gonna marry a woman, women, that's your husband. If it's somebody that you trust, and I advise you not to marry someone you don't trust, put your money in the pot, the one pot.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God.
Make
Yes,
it happen.
sir.
But
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
y'all do know that woman wasn't talking about her husband. I think we keep bringing it back to the husband.
Okay, if it's not a
But no,
husband.
she's
Yeah.
talking about men asking women for money, like a man that you're dating or you're just talking to, calling like, oh, I could borrow $40 so I could give me some weed. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Don't do that.
Okay,
That's
I
what
don't do.
y'all do. That's embarrassing. That's weak.
Nah.
That's what she was talking about. Yes, that is. That's what she was
That's
talking
not what
about.
she was doing.
They ain't
She
Cap,
was
bring up
wrong.
Cap.
no type of
Nah, that's cap,
transaction.
bro.
What
I ain't never have
what
to
would like
ask no woman for
what would
no
a
weed
husband
money.
if you're married, why would you have to ask your wife for some money anyway? What
Calm
are you
down.
doing outside that's not connected to your marriage?
Whoa.
What are you gonna
Calm
say?
down.
I need to borrow some money to pay our bills, to pay our mortgage.
Sherelle,
Make that make sense.
a lot of relationships look just like that because they never got married. There's still two single people trying to
Exactly.
do, still two
They're
single-minded
not
people.
both single. I'm not gonna call them single. There is a word called domestic partnership. It's official now.
Well, I think
Can't
I'm
just be
talking about
trying
the
to.
mindset. I'm talking about the mindset of the individuals. They're still thinking and putting themselves before the actual marriage.
Oh, I see what you mean. Correct.
They're
No, I've been
single,
agreeing with you this whole time. You're right. Yeah.
they're single-minded and they're trying to do marriage relationship. But Sherelle, like you just said, if the lady's not speaking of marriage with this man, then I don't think she should be just giving away money at all. So I'm agreeing with that. I thought we were talking about two individuals that were actually married.
No,
So that makes a difference.
that's what I'm
Sherelle,
saying, SB.
don't
That's
give.
exactly what that lady.
I'm gonna play the video
Why
That
the
again.
is
girl
not
can't
that
talk?
is not what
I'm
she
gonna
was
play
talking
the
about.
video again. That's not
Yes,
true.
that was.
No, it ain't. You know I listen. That's not what happened.
Phoenix.
You don't be listening.
I don't be listening.
Nope.
Allah. We'll play the
You don't
video
listen to
again.
me. Get on my
I
nerves.
listen to you out all the time.
Whatever.
You ain't about to play these games with me.
Damn, Aaron, all the time.
All the time. We talk all the time. She lying, and she knows she lying. So I'm gonna play the video, and we're gonna hear what she said out of her own mouth.
I feel like it's okay for a girl, a guy for money, but if a man asks a female, that's crazy to me. Like, why are you asking me for money?
Because you making all of it.
I'm okay with a guy like making his own money, but I'm not going to be the breadwinner in the relationship. Like, if I'm making more than you, okay, that's cool, but please just don't let me, like, don't remind me that I'm making more than you, because then I'm going to just think that you're just broke. I feel like
she never specified the specifics of the relationship. She said a relationship. That covers all different types.
Do it
But she
sound like
also
she
used the
married?
term of breadwinner. She used the term of breadwinner. That's usually something associated with marriage.
Either or, I'm not refuting either of you position, whether they were married or not. She said relationship, which opens the context to be applied to both.
Well, another thing about the way that her thought process is kind of leaning towards is that I think in today's time, we tend to think that men are only good for money. When we say provision, it represents money, and men have so many other great things to offer than just money. And also provision goes much wider and than just your paycheck. So I think that's something, again, that we need to learn about relationship and in a marriage, that provision is much larger than just your paycheck. Because what happens when the man loses his paycheck? Do we throw him away? So what happens then? It needs to be much larger than just how much money can you produce. So that's another thing that we
How
need
long
to.
is he not gonna have his paycheck?
We don't
do
know.
that.
It may not be
That's
based.
crazy. You know what it
Why
is?
is he
Like
not
I
like
said,
if that man if he's disabled because you took that commitment of sicker, rich or poor, then yeah, a woman should take on the burden and stay with her husband because that was never his intentions to leave you out. But if a man decides that he don't want to go to work and he don't want to provide and he's willing and able, yes, his ass need to be left.
Okay, that's a
Okay.
different
All right.
situation.
Y'all creating scenarios that we didn't discuss.
If you want to sit
And you
on the
also know
sofa and
you
not
should know
if
you don't know
you
what if
want to
he
you don't know
sit
that
that
said
on the
about
he'll
him.
be a
sofa and not
personal
contribute to your
bodyguard
house,
and risk his
if you're
life?
Yo, hold
What if
up,
he
you don't know
if
about him
if you
before
are
you got
a
married.
able man, if you are a bodily abled man, if you are a mentally able man, and you are sitting at home, not helping your wife with bills, not helping your significant other with bills, yes, she needs to leave your ass alone
I
Okay,
agree
Sherelle,
because
with you, but that's an extreme though.
she's already alone.
Sherelle, that
That's
But that's
sounds
not
an
an extreme.
extreme. What
Women are
if you
going through
paying a
that.
light? All right. What if you paying a light bill
The
and
light bill
you have made a
$60.
vow to protect her out there in the streets with your life. Is that not
I've
worth
been
anything?
I've been I've been driving around the country by myself for the last 5 years. Stop throwing around your protection like women are just being attacked every 2 seconds. That's not true.
I just asked the question.
That
I didn't
lady
know
can
if
make
that was
Yo,
that
she
lady
should
right.
get
can
hit
that
with
lady
bricks out
can go
there.
to that lady
She
can
should
go
get hit
to
with
work,
bricks.
make more money, move it to a safer neighborhood, and never run into danger.
Okay, but
Listen, I
Sherelle,
tell you
We
what.
live
I
in
tell you what,
America.
Sherelle. The
Stop
thing
making
is
it seem
this.
like danger is
Look,
every
look,
corner.
look.
We don't live in the
Hold
hood. We
up.
don't live on old
No,
block.
you're right. And I agree with you. And I agree with you 100% there. But the thing is this, there's way more women than men. So regardless if women want to opt out and be like, I want the guy that has the most money or more money than me, what's going to happen is you're just putting yourself in a situation where you have to compete at a much higher level. And if you choose to do that, that's on you. Now, there are men out there that will still be able to get specific type of women without needing none of those
Put the
requirements. And at
fence.
the end of the day, men are going to win in this situation because there's more women
Okay,
than men.
yeah. And
but
this is
Sherelle,
what it
So
is.
if you choose to go be with
Women
women,
need,
or if
and
you
that's two
choose to never
options.
be like, I don't need a man no more, that's okay.
Then it's two
Still
and
more
then
of
and it's two
y'all.
options, three options. Women either need to stay to themselves if they can't get
That's
that, if
cool.
they can't get the breadwinner man. They need to live underneath the means of that man, which means if all that man makes 30K, you live a 30K lifestyle. You
but
should not.
Sherelle,
You
Well,
should not.
well, well. This is
Sherelle,
the thing. This is the thing.
Or if you're gonna go 50-50 and you're gonna be the breadwinner when you're the woman, he needs to be cooking, cleaning, taking care of kids, wiping noses, changing diapers, and helping you with the burden that women have already.
All right. Okay,
Sherelle,
guys. I want to get back on track because this is man.
so
Please.
Aaron, can I say this one thing to her, please?
Daddy, one
Yes.
is cute. One.
Yes, I'm never having kids.
Go ahead, SB.
Okay, Sherelle, the only thing I wanted to say is it steals that scenario that you gave sounds like a man that you don't trust. And please don't marry or even date seriously a man that you don't trust. Because the scenario that I would give you is that a man that has worked a job for maybe 5 or 10 years, he's the provider, but he's decided that he wants to go into business for himself. He wants to build a business. And you, as his wife, will need to help him build that business. Y'all would build together. That will be a man that may not get that uh two or three, four or $5,000 a month check anymore because he now is an entrepreneur and he needs time to build up his income. So that would be the man that may not have that paycheck for a time or whatever it is. But if you trust that person, you know his intentions and you know whatever he's doing is to better the marriage. So
But
that's
why
what I
do we get? Why do us men get dumbed down to finances? Right.
Well,
What about
well,
building? What about building emotional security, spiritual security, and mental security? Like all that money and stuff. Nobody and I'm not hating on the money aspect. Of course, we need money, but I think when family was, I have witnessed families was way more stronger than a lot of people that had money, but everything else was messed up. So when you compare um a family that they got money but not this American standard type of money compared to the people that actually had American standard money but they didn't have the emotional aspects, they didn't have the spiritual aspects, the mental aspects, it was like born people with money. Then they weren't even involved in their children's lives. What's the purpose of raising a family when you ain't there to raise the family? Because y'all both out there making money, y'all both out there rich, so the kids getting raised by daycare or a nanny that the father is fucking. So what is the purpose of family if you're not there to participate in it? I appreciate the families that I grew up in, even though they had well, my cousin, I had a few cousins and aunties that had money, but like what we grew up in, we might didn't have money, but we ate every day. We had some new clothes every first of the month, wore out the bell. But we had family to the point where we all would gather up in the same house. We would be playing cards. We'd be joking, laughing, fighting, arguing, laughing, loving on each other, and that was the shit back then. Now, my family, like everybody trying to make money, we don't even come around each other no more. Every blue moon, everybody doing their own thing, just like a person out there getting money. So I miss the olden days. I miss where we didn't value money over family. A lot of these people that got money and stuff, when you talk to them and have a conversation with them, they don't value family like that.
Yeah, that's what we covering kind of like right now. Let me read these super chats real quick. Sugar Bum says, I bet Arnold thought he ate, right? Clown. That's kind of
I didn't
messed
even
up.
cut you off at security boss.
Arnold says, Sugar Bum, I thought it was pretty good. Okay, they got a real battle going on here. Arnold, only thing you ate was a 15-course meal. Yeesh. Arnold says, SB, it was 20 courses. He was hungry then. All right. DJ Neff says there's only one load she need to worry about. He's talking about laundry. He's talking about doing the laundry. Lee, I like your bangs. Arnold says the moms have different instincts. Their minds are differently to children crying. It's their nature. The differences pop up a lot. Yeah, I mean, there's differences. And DJ Neff says feminism initiated this entire tick for tat point keeping system. They've killed the standard of motherhood, just proving a moot point. Shaking my head. I know what you meant. You meant moot. JDC1 says, should men get custody if they don't know the kids? I don't know what that means.
I know what that means. I had to go through that.
Was what I said. What I said
money,
earlier.
Hide your bank account, ladies. Listen, timeout is trolling, right? So I want to get to this question here, right? This is the question: should men be the default?
I wanted to rebuttal, but
go ahead.
Money make the world go round, but families make the world continues.
No, go ahead, Sherelle. I don't know what you wanted to rebut against. Go ahead.
Okay, it was what SB was saying about the husband who decides to take off for the business. And you know, Aaron, man, you had this conversation, right? So because I know that I don't want to work if I have kids, I want to be a full-time mother, then that means as a single woman, I need to be making sure financially I'm able to do that, right? So we don't need to be paying a high mortgage. Let's pay the house off before we have kids. Let's make sure that we are financially straight and we have these things, because I'm not going to be on the road driving if I have kids at home, which means I'm not going to be making the same consistent income, which means I need to work overtime and work harder now. So if you know that you're about to take off to start your business, then you know what? Before you take off to start your business, you need to be working doubles and triples and everything to make sure that we're going to be financially set towards the future. You don't just up and quit and just take a burden or take a loss from our family financially and then think that that's going to be okay. No, as long as you're properly, I would support you as long as we're properly planning that, because I'm properly planning to be a stay-at-home mother, to be able to be at home with my kids. That's why I'm building my business now. That's why I make the money now, because I'm having access of something so what I can put into one pot so that I can make sure I can live the lifestyle, because I'm not going to be gone 2-3 months at a time when I have kids at home, which means I'm not going to have the same income, which means I need to prepare for that before I get to that place. A man has to do the same thing. You cannot just come home one day and tell your wife you just quit your job where you make over $100,000 a year and she just lost that income and our bills are not covered. That's not protection. You about to have us going outside in a couple of months.
I totally agree with you. Remember, I said this is a person that you can trust. That person that you can trust also had a plan for him becoming an entrepreneur. He also had a plan for those kids. You all may not even have kids until that business starts making money. All this is done with
exactly.
trust. It's just not a random. This is somebody you love and you trust. And also that means that person understands that his wife may need help around the house. All of these things come into play. But if you're not having those conversations or you can't build that type of relationship, you should not engage in a long-term nor a marriage with that person. If you can't trust your whole everything, you can't submit to this person, your will, your mind, your body, and your money, don't marry that person, because it won't work. You have these difficult conversations where most people may end up in divorce because you don't have the power enough to say this could be worked out, or you don't have the ability because you don't know how to do relationship. Everybody becomes selfish and they run away when it could have been an excellent man and also a very, very good woman. So that's what I think.
And to add to what security boss is saying right quick, Sherelle, I think when you talk about not trusting a man, as far as like him bringing to be able to protect you financially, but I think you're gonna really not trust a man when you become like millionaires, all the other type of stuff. Then you get with a man who got the bam. Yeah, y'all both got your own money, but you're not gonna trust that man with all your money. Ain't no woman finna give up all her money. Yeah, she say all the right stuff in public, but in real life, We don't see women.
So what should women do?
giving
Wait,
up
wait.
millions
What
of.
should women do? Work at McDonald's and wait for some man to come and
No,
save her? Women should
what
live
I'm
in
saying?
poverty until a
No,
man comes and save her, right?
no, Sherelle, the best
Women
bonds
shouldn't
that I
aspire to,
no
to do
the
anything.
best bonds that I ever had in my life when we built something together. That's how you can
Jay
build
Prince,
trust.
are
That's
you
how
married?
you really build trust.
But Jay Prince, are you married?
No, but you are not either.
Okay, so why should I be taking advice from you? I'm also I
Just
also
because
don't
I'm
have
not
children.
married. Just because I'm not married, but it's a lot of people that did a
I don't
Hold on.
Okay, but I don't want your
When you look
results,
at
so
people
I
that
don't
are
want your
married,
advice.
when you look at people that are married, that
Jay
did
Prince.
supposedly did the right thing, did it everything the right way.
Jay
A lot
Prince,
of those people really want
I
to get out
don't want your results, so I don't want your advice. I don't want your results, so I don't want your advice.
Oh shit!
I don't
You don't
care
picked up
about
this bullshit.
I don't care about building a bond, and then what? So should I just end up a single mother with 3 baby daddies and 3 kids
Well, how come?
and by myself?
Okay, well, how come? Well,
That's what your advice is gonna get me. I don't want your results.
You never gonna married people is never gonna tell you the raw shit. They're gonna always highlight the good shit. That's why.
If they got the results, that's why I want to listen to.
You don't know if they got the. It depends on what you call the results that you are looking for.
I know you don't have the results that I'm looking for.
And both of y'all got money. That's okay. That's your
don't have the results.
You don't have the results.
All right, guys.
I'd rather be alone than to be a single mother of 3 kids with 3 baby daddies.
Got it. All right, guys. No. I want to move. I don't want to go back.
Really is one raggedy ass motherfucker.
Let's not do that. So let's not even get to the arguing part, right? I don't have the energy for that aspect right now. So I'm trying to get to this point, right? Sherelle, if you work, right, and your job is causing you, let's say, mental health issues, do you think that you should be able to leave the job?
Yeah.
Okay, so don't you think your man should be able to leave the job if it's causing him mental health issues as well?
Yeah.
But he ain't got no money.
But what if you don't have no money saved up? Does your mental health take priority?
Nope. Your mental health don't take priority. You're supposed to always keep some effort money. You are never you always keep an effort money. At any job that you work at, you always pay your bills forward. You always have a safety net. You don't let anybody put you in situations. You give people the power to feed you. You also give them the ability to starve you. You're supposed to always have something outsourced. If I come in and the job is telling me something that I feel like goes against my principles and my integrity, then I should have enough security to walk away from that. And he should too, as a man. But I don't walk away from something and then go straight into destitute. I don't care how much I hate a job. I'm not going to quit a job because of my mental health, knowing that I'm not going to be able to pay my bills and I'll be evicted the next month. Because you know what else is not going to help my mental health? Me being homeless.
Not necessarily. I've been homeless.
Them repossessing my car. That's
why it gotta be evicted? Why it gotta be evicted the next month?
Because guess what? Because go look at the stats. The majority of Americans are one lost paycheck away from being evicted. Come on now, what are you talking about? People lose their jobs and they go. Yes, no, that's not. The majority of Americans don't even have $1,000 in the savings
account. Not people in relationships, because regardless of how you put it, people in relationships, if they're smart enough to pool their money together and put it in one pot, they will survive more than a person that's single. That's a fact.
Sherelle is not for to put her money together. No nigga, I don't give a damn what.
Well, yeah, I don't really care. Like, if that's what people want to do, live your life how you want to live.
You know me better than myself.
Sherelle is not for to put all her money together with no nigga.
Sherelle is right about that.
Hey, that's what she want to do. That's what she want to do.
But
at least half.
This is the problem. A lot of people be trying to be right instead of talk about what's reality.
You always think your reality is everybody else's reality. Everybody don't have the same results as you.
So you gonna give up your money to a man?
The same as you.
So listen,
I'm not giving my money up to a man. I'm not giving my money up to a man. If my money is in my bank, if my money is in a joint account because I'm married, then that's not giving my money up to a man. He's not about to run off with my money the next day. Make it make sense.
Hey, he might.
No, but what he might. Women do it all the time to men that's married.
Y'all can't stay on task.
Women do it all the time that was in the marriages. and they
I think
share the
it's so
bank
Well, then
hard.
that's
account.
gonna be
And
on
then
me.
when she
That's gonna
felt
be on
like
me.
getting divorced,
If he
he
take all
ran
my
off of
money,
all of his
if he take
shit.
all my money and he run off, then that's on me because that's who I chose. I gotta take
Well,
my
look at
L.
Mary J. Blige. What's that Mary J? Who's that? Who's them singers got to pay all that child support and alimony to their
And
husband? They
All right,
upset
so
about it.
that's
she gotta take the
pointless.
L.
We're not
It's
discussing
pointless.
it. We're not discussing it. SB, did you have something? Because I know they're kind of overshadowing what you're
My
trying to
bad,
say.
SB.
Yeah, I was just saying that Sherelle is exactly right. And to what Jay Prince is saying, Jay Prince, sometimes the reality is that we don't know better. But if somebody is actually demonstrating or telling you exactly how it should be, you should make it your intentions to put aside 6 to 9 months of reserve for whatever reason, house burned down, bad times, whatever the situation be, mental illness comes or whatever, you should work towards as a couple 6 to 9 months of a reserve income. It's okay to do that. Now, in order to do that and make it easier, it is required to put both money, all the money in one pot. But again, that's trusting and that's having a plan. And a lot of times, Jay Prince, to your reality, people in our community don't do that. We don't have a plan. We just living. But if she's sharing with you a way to take some of the what is it, the excessive way of our, the way we think or us doing things incorrectly, if she's giving you an alternative of how it could be easy or how these marriages could stay intact, because guess what, the number one reason is money. But if we were intentional about it, we had the reserves, if something big came up, we could just pay. When you have money, it makes things much more easy. It's
Mhm.
easy. So listen to what she's saying, because that don't have to be your reality. You could really have 6 to 9 months of reserve put aside if that's your intentions. You don't have to go buy every week, spend your check. Then this way you will know, you know what, this
Exactly.
$1,000 a week that I'm making ain't enough. Let me get another job or let me do something more. So like she said, my man can't just quit the job. He needs to have 2 or 3 before he decides to say, okay, I'm taking a mental health break, or I'm going into an entrepreneur business. That's the way it's done. It doesn't, a man can't just do that. A woman can't just do that either if they're, relying on both incomes. But she also said something
Right.
was right when she said, hey, ladies, if you want your man to do this, then you have to live within his means until you all can do something different. So she's saying things
I
that,
agree, but
but hold on, let me get done with this.
go ahead, security boss.
She's saying things that make sense to have a successful marriage. But the only thing that I do hear her, or I hear from her, is that the scenarios she given, I still don't see that she really liked the man that she's with. So
Right,
make
she
sure,
don't.
make sure you like the man that you decide
She
to
I
move
wouldn't
absolutely
be
with.
don't.
no. I wouldn't be nowhere near people I don't like.
So security
You
boss.
gotta trust them before you
What I'm
marry them.
saying
That's
at
really the
some of these
thing.
jobs, like y'all take mental health lightly. Like okay, let's just say if I'm having mental health at a job, and to put away 9 months, 9 months is a long time to be somewhere that you do not want to be, especially if it's affecting your mental. This is what I'm talking about in reality. In reality, I've been in those situations where I said, man, I still need this job, but I still need a job. But every time I go to work, it feels like I'm in danger, probably hitting my balls or all this
No,
other type of stuff.
you
The tension is still
misunderstanding.
boiling. I don't know how long that's gonna last. So let's not
You misunderstanding.
let's not downplay mental health.
No,
Mental
no, no.
health
You're
can make you snap
misunderstanding what she said.
within a couple of weeks,
No,
let
no, no.
alone
You're
9 months.
misunderstanding. You're misunderstanding. When you're putting away the reserve, you're doing that as life, as a way I live my life,
I
not as
understood that part.
permanent.
Exactly.
Well, that means you're doing it from the first
That
day
but
you work.
that's the perfect world, security boss. What I'm
You should
saying.
have did that before you even
No,
got into a relationship. You should come in a relationship with a rainy
yeah,
day fund already. What are you
right.
talking about?
That's what she's
No,
saying.
but you
She's not
took that
saying
at the
that.
wedding. You took that at the wedding. You took that at on the wedding ring, the
No, you
honeymoon.
make the
Yeah, a lot
decision.
of people spend
No,
hundreds of
If
thousands
you
on a
if you
wedding.
spend a rainy day fund on a please let me know because I'm not
Sherelle,
marrying.
your
'Cause
internet shabby.
Jay Prince, you make
I
a
got a
decision
job.
on
That's
what you
why I'm
can.
not at home doing nothing.
You make a
Hey,
decision on what
it's
you can
Sunday.
afford. You don't go into a situation broke. Therefore you went into that situation incorrectly. So you have to make a decision on what you can afford. If you can't afford a wedding, then you don't have one. If you can't
No, no, no,
afford,
no, no. Why? No, no, no. See, that's what I'm saying. Women must don't love men. See, the problem with I'm gonna have to say this. The problem with our black women, they too busy. They too busy trying to keep up with the Johnsons, right? I guarantee you, if black women stop trying to keep up with the Johnsons and all this other type of stuff, a lot of these marriages would work. Like when you say you can't afford a wedding. Okay, how much is the wedding? $40,000 for you to wear a dress for me to say I do. Then the ring, I got to spend 30 and plus thousand for you to wear on your. That's not the wedding. What about celebrating? How come you don't spend that much effort on the marriage opposed to the wedding? See, that's the problem. The
But
problem
they
is
friends,
y'all
everything you
invested
just
more in the
said,
wedding than y'all do the actual marriage.
but everything you just said is a made up scenario. If you're not the type of man that makes the type of money that could have a $40,000 wedding and buy a $20,000
Well,
ring,
what woman will want? Why do
because
women want that? For what?
they
That's
must have
keeping up
the
with the Joneses.
because they must have the man that can supply that for them. That's not going to be a
Even if security boss, even if a man can afford that, right? Even if why why is
because okay, I'm gonna tell you
materialistic
why.
stuff is more
Because they are
valuable
different.
than
I'm gonna
the
tell you
man in
why.
the marriage itself?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because there are a different tier of people. There are some people that go to the justice of peace. There are some people that might have a little gathering in their backyard. There are some people that go to the church. There are different tier of people. And men that have plenty money and women that have elevated themselves and they're making 250,000, 100,000, whatever it is in income, they can spend their money the way they want to. And they're used to certain things.
And this
They,
is where they fall off short because a lot
they're
of times
not.
after
They're
that
not
marriage
falling
and
off short.
wedding security boss, you a lot of times niggas they take years to replace that.
Well, that would be his decision to do, but that's not. They're not falling up short. Jay Prince, listen, you can't do what everybody does. Nobody can. Like you can only do what you can do. So that's what you do. You can't do what me and Mr. Boss do. I can't do what Oprah and Stedman is doing. Who knows what? But you can only do what you do, and it's up for that man to decide how he wants his family to be ran. It's up
But
to him to
how
decide.
come people don't invest instead of how come people don't invest that much effort into the marriage, right? Like y'all willing to spend all of this money up to the millions, right? But people don't even spend that much effort into the marriage itself, the
I don't know how
emotional
you would
aspect, the
determine that.
mental aspect, the
That just
spiritual
because listen,
aspect. Y'all don't invest that much into that. Y'all value materialistic stuff. I guarantee you, if people remove materialistic stuff, it would be a lot more women married than it is now.
okay, so what you're saying is the certain things still apply, meaning we still need to learn how to do relationships. We still need to learn how to be married. That could be people making millions. That could be billionaires. That could be anybody. That could be the man making 20,000, whatever. We still need to learn the foundation. It doesn't matter how much money you get. If you don't know the foundation for marriage and how to do relationship, it's not going to work. So you
And that's
actually,
what I'm saying, security boss. Security boss. People with money can teach us how to make money all day long, right? But I have never seen a class or nothing, even for the younger generation that's coming up, going to have to deal with relationships. Where are some classes and stuff that's invested on how to love a woman, how to love a man, how to treat and respect a woman, on how to treat and respect a man, how to be self-confidence on men and women perspective, how to give your kids attention and how to treat this. We don't invest in families at all. We invest in money. I understand we living in the survival mode and we think money gonna heal and answer all of our prayers, but it's a lot of people with money and they families is in destruction more than people that's poor. I see a lot. I have seen a lot of people that's got money, even on TV and stuff. It'd be more unhappy loving hip hop, more unhappy than broke people with families.
but anyway, I see what you're saying, but the two don't have anything to do with each other. And I think what you're trying to say is when we're going to learn that the two don't have anything to do with each other.
No,
That
what I'm trying to say, security boss. All I'm trying to say, just as well as we invested in getting money and stuff, and I think the only reason why people count on materialistic stuff is to replace something eternal that they lacking. A lot of people buy Gucci and stuff because it make them feel confident. A lot of people want this high stuff to make them feel relevant, to make them feel accepted, to make them feel loved. This is the type of feelings that you're supposed to have within yourself, regardless of money. And once you get all that type of stuff, money won't be able to phase you when you got this self-confidence already, when you feel love unconditionally already, when you accept who you are already. You money. I understand we need money, but the problem is money done trumped over our natural being. We have allowed money. It seems like we can't be happy. What society done taught us that in order for us to feel confidence, in order for us to feel accepted, in order for us to feel love, unconditional love, families, to feel connected with people, good, establish good relationships with people, it comes with a price tag. And that's not how God created for all y'all believe in God. I don't see why y'all not understand that y'all have placed, without knowing, realizing, y'all have placed money to be your ticket for, like people say, you buy freedom. Y'all use money to pay for your love. Y'all use money to pay for your happiness. Y'all use money to pay for your acceptance. Y'all use money to pay for who you are, your confidence. Without money, y'all gonna feel low self-esteem. Without money, y'all gonna feel unaccepted. Without money, y'all gonna feel unloved. Without money, and what do all that bring? Depression, anxieties, self-deletion thoughts, all kinds of stuff. All I'm trying to say, don't let money trump what God have created and gave to you for free. Families, relationships, confidence, self-love, self-reflection.
You
I
believe
don't
in
see
God
why
now?
I always believe in God. Sherelle, don't piss me off. Just because I don't say
You believe in
Jesus,
God
I never
now?
believed in Jesus. I
What do
rebuke
you
you
do
in the
that's
name
godly?
of Jesus.
What do you do
What do
that's
I do is
godly?
godly?
Stop talking
When
about
I
God
every
like
time
that. You
every
don't know that man. That man don't know
okay,
you.
like for an example, right, Sherelle? Let's say if I take you on
He
a date,
triggered.
right? If I take you on a date,
You ain't
I'm
never
gonna
taking me
take
on no
you.
date.
I'm gonna
Let's not
take you
talk
to.
about it.
I'm gonna take
Talk
you.
about somebody
This what
else.
we gonna do. This what me and you gonna do. We're gonna cook up a
We
lot of
not gonna
food,
do a
right?
damn
Hold on.
thing.
Okay.
No, we not.
We're gonna cook up a
You
lot of
somebody
food, right?
else.
Hold on. Okay, cool. We're gonna cook up a lot of food.
Why
We're
you gonna
gonna
keep
go
on
to
saying
some
we?
homeless. We're
It's
gonna
not
go to some
French.
homeless shelters or whatever and pass it out to the homeless people. That make you feel. Actually, you should
No, it
try it.
don't make
I
me
have
feel
done it
good.
before.
I don't care. I don't care about homeless
You
people.
a piece of shit. That's see,
You
when
a
you
piece
get
of
money, you
shit.
start talking like that. That's what I'm saying. It removes you from godly things.
I don't care about homeless people.
People with money
They ain't
get
got nothing to do with
removed
God.
from godly stuff. I don't care about homeless. I don't give a fuck about. I'm too good for that. Money seems like it derail you from godly shit.
Right.
I
Get
mean,
some
for the
money.
most part, I mean,
Get
it
some money,
do.
and then we gonna let
See,
you talk
Aaron
about
saying
money.
so, but
I mean, a lot of
money is
times
the
it do.
root of all evil. So
Get
y'all
some
chose
money, and then we
evil.
gonna listen to you
Y'all,
talk
It
if
about
money
also
is the
money.
help
root
people
of
though.
all evil,
It
like
also
Aaron
Then
help
stop
said
people
making
though.
so,
money. Stop. Go
he
close down
became
your.
more. He willing to
Go
accept
close down your
Lucifer being
hot
the
dog
name of
stand.
God.
Go close your hot dog stand down, and just give all
I
the rest of
never
the materials
said
away to
that
the
we
homeless
don't need
people.
money.
But Jay
Sherelle,
Prince,
I never said that
it's
we
not
don't
the
need
money.
money. I never
Jay
said in the
Prince,
society that we living in, this is what they force us to live. But what I'm saying is we don't just
Who is
because our
Jay?
society like that.
Guys. What's the
Who's
point
Jay?
of what's the topic and what's the point of the conversation?
The
Yeah.
point of the
Dead
conversation,
ass,
Aaron,
bro.
when we talk about love and marriage and all this other type of stuff, the reason why it don't matter, if we got people that's rich, wealthy in marriages and it's still they falling apart. We haven't seen no good examples. The only good examples I have seen of marriages and relationships that's actually work is the poor people.
Cause that's the only marriages you know. You don't know no rich people.
We see it on TV all the time.
Hey,
You
LeBron
sound
James.
dumb.
Look at
You
Michael
sound
Jordan.
dumb.
Look at
You
Tyrese.
sound dumb.
Look at
You
how many
sound
people
dumb.
do I got a list that
Celebrities
we
are
see
not the
all the
only
time
rich
that's falling
people. You
apart.
sound dumb.
How do I sound dumb, dummy?
Out of 350 million people that live in America, how many of them do you know?
And when they take off their makeup, how bad they look.
Jay Prince,
That's what I'm talking
What's
about.
the
You just
topic?
stupid.
Oh my God. I don't see how you think that's stupid.
Aaron, put your control back on, because that don't
What's
got
the
nothing to do with
topic?
Go
nothing.
ahead, Aaron, because
You
I
just
don't
want
know
to
if you
say
speaking to
anything.
they so money bound. They can't listen to a broke motherfucker.
Yeah, we don't want to listen to no broke nigga. Now next.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
You got the solution,
What?
but no results. Right. That's the problem.
And you got the money and no results. So
I ain't never look. I got the
we
results.
a
I
good
got the
match.
results. I got the results
You
of what
don't
I
have
did.
the
No, the fuck
results.
we
You don't
not.
got
I
a
would never be
family.
with
You
you.
don't
I'm
got
way
a
out of your league.
husband. You
I'm
don't
way
got
out of your
kids.
league.
So you
I'm way
can't
out
talk
of your
about it
league.
either.
I'm way out of your league. I'm way out of your league.
Yo,
How?
Let's get that
I
clear.
got children. I got women.
you got broken homes and you got women that are
You
not
don't
of
got
substance
a
at
home.
all.
You, Sherelle,
Yo,
you the
I
split
can
image.
I
You
can
are
I
the
can buy I can
example
buy I can buy I can buy 10
of
houses
what's that daddy
tomorrow.
name? Wherever his name is.
Cash.
Show's over. Show's over. Done. Since we can't talk about what I want to talk about, I don't want to talk no more. I'm gonna read the super chats and I'm gonna see y'all later. AL says, when I get married to Sherelle, I'm gonna be simping. JP with reasonable talking points. Love to see him. MC says, we all need money unless you're living off the grid, growing and hunting your own food. I will have to shelf this conversation for another time. I thank you guys for tuning in to the Aaron O Show. I will see you guys on the next